Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the. Oh, I almost the wrong day, so I almost messed up the Comic Book Geeks podcast. I am one of your hosts, J.W. Sims. We have with us tonight, returning from his mini vacation, I guess. We have Jonathan Freeman Anderson.
Gotcha. Right here. I was gonna be like Freddy Krueger and say "gotcha, bitch," but I think I want to be, appropriate.
Who wants to be appropriate? And then we have also with us tonight, Specs.
Yo.
And don't worry, he did not cut his hair. I asked.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. And then we have a special guest on her normal night, but not her normal show. We have Katrina joining us tonight. Hello, Katrina.
Hey, guys.
So I don't know if they're on our show or if you're on our show.
I'm not really sure how that's working out tonight.
Yeah,
it's a crossover event.
Yeah, it's a multiverse episode.
We preempted ourselves. That's what happened.
Yeah, it's like the Arrowverse,
Yeah.
Is it the Flash or the Arrow? Like, what show is it?
It's the Flash is usually on, but we're gonna put Supergirl on.
Speaking of that, She-Hulk, whose show is it?
For real, it's just a cameo every week.
That was a good season finale. I like that.
I want to keep on though.
Katrina hasn't seen it.
Guaranteed.
She hasn't finished Hawkeye. And
I did finish Hawkeye.
Oh, okay.
I just haven't gone on to Moon Knight yet, or whatever it's called.
Well,
if you finish Hawkeye, then you already know, like, at least the hint at what the next Avengers, like, sort of like, movie stuff is going to be. Like, she's been set up to be like the next thing for Hawkeye.
Yeah, I thought that though, but it's so many other characters they bringing in. So I don't know, they doing the West Coast or all new Avengers, and I don't know right now. Are they
gonna let Sam Wilson lead? That's what I want to know. Like that's
I think Captain Marvel. I didn't know give it to Captain Marvel.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, all the other ones I guess are young, so that makes sense. Like it's the girl Black Panther. It's Miss Marvel. Like the people that I saw they were talking about as being the new Avengers. And then Ironheart, I guess, and as well as the Hawkeye girl.
I haven't gone on to Moon Knight yet, or whatever.
But see, Ironheart was never an Avenger though.
Well, Ironheart's in the new Black Panther. At least the trailer shows Ironheart.
Yeah, but her and Miss Marvel was never Avengers.
I don't know. I don't think Marvel necessarily is keeping together with the timeline. Like they've had plenty of holes.
They all Miles Morales, Miss Marvel, Ironheart. They're all champions.
I got you.
We are the champions.
Well,
yeah.
See, that's I don't know where they're going with these characters.
I don't know either. I just hope they keep dropping in New Mutants. You know what I mean? Like they hinted at the stuff with who was it? They were hinting about like it was in She-Hulk. They were hinting about her being a mutant. It's just another label.
They actually dropped the name though in She-Hulk.
They said she didn't see it. They said she didn't see it yet.
No, that's never stopping.
She just says, "When are we getting the X-Men?" That's all. That's
25.
She says that. Oh, I didn't hear her say that.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
When she's talking to Kevin,
stuff I forget it anyway.
When she was talking to Kevin,
Kevin, no periods.
Right. Kevin. Yeah.
Well, they break the fourth wall the whole show. So
literally,
I got mad. I got mad at my fiance because of that. Because I thought she had hit the button on the TV and messed it up.
That's comedy.
I when I seen it happen, I was like, "Wait, why did it go back to the menu?"
Yeah,
I was confused.
Oh, I don't need anything that makes me think I broke my TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to write a movie called Perma-Stoned where you didn't do the credits until like halfway into the movie. So any stoners that were getting high in the parking lot before the movie will think when they wandered in that's when it started.
No, you gotta hit it with put some trailers during the movie, and they think I got 30 minutes for the late for the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
More trailers pop in.
And like, I'll even put a little like nod right before the trailer starts. It's like, if your friends aren't here yet, tell them they've missed nothing.
Hey, didn't they do it on that one movie?
The Grindhouse movies.
Huh?
They did the Quentin Tarantino Grindhouse movies, had trailers. Remember,
No,
it was
that
like
one.
between the two.
The one with I want to say movie 13, the name of it, where the guy's pitching a movie for a movie in a movie.
Yeah, it's very meta. Yeah.
You ever seen that, Jonathan?
I'm thinking about it. No.
It has Halle Berry in it. It has the girl from Kick-Ass in it. It has a lot of people in it. It has Ryan Reynolds.
It sounds familiar. I've seen I thought all the Ryan Reynolds movies.
The dude from American Pie, the Stifler guy.
Stifler.
Have you guys seen the movie Waiting? By the way.
Yes.
I saw that again the other day, and it's like it would never air today. Like you could never get that movie released. Like the male nudity alone wouldn't survive.
There is another one that a lot of people I don't think have seen, but I seen the book the other day and it made me think of it again. It's like, I hope they serve beer in hell.
Mm.
But yeah, there's plenty of films that like at the 80s, 90s, 2000s would not get released today, and or would get totally censored on some level. I still like the mustache. It's good. It's especially with like the new. You're looking good for the new Mario Brothers movie coming out.
It's a me, Mario.
Did you see
At
that
least you sound like Mario. Chris Pratt couldn't do it.
Did you see that I used that picture on the campaign?
No, I did. Oh yeah, the black and white one.
Yeah, I made it black and white. Travis says you look like an angry pirate.
Well, I have the eye patch.
The movie's called Movie 43.
Movie 43. Yeah.
Movie 43.
Yeah.
I have not seen that. I will look into that. With all those many people, I should have seen it.
Yeah. And you're in that world, so I'm surprised she's never heard of it.
No, I mean it happens. There's a bunch of films like that I'm like, oh my god, how did I miss that? It's got like names in it, but I should have seen the movie.
Oh,
I ran into a bunch of people this weekend at New York City Comic Con. I saw Anson Mount, the guy from Captain Pike on Strange New Worlds, Star Trek, and he plays Black Bolt.
Black Bolt, that's what we know him as. Come on.
Yeah, Black
Bolt.
His
head caved in.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, but it's like my friend didn't know who he was. You know what I mean? You have to list the characters for a lot of these people before a lot of them know who they are. Like I was like Oscar Isaac, and like I was like, I can't believe I have to tell you, like Moon Knight. You know what I mean? Like
Poe Dameron.
Yeah, how do you not know who Oscar Isaac is?
Apocalypse,
right? It's like they're running out of they don't give the actors like that are out there in the world enough opportunities. If they keep casting the same people, like Chris Evans,
it's all Disney though. Just like Awkwafina, she's in Little Mermaid too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I still think it'd be fun to see Chris Evans as the Human Torch audition for Deadpool. Just that moment.
It all depends because there's rumors of like the whole. It's gonna be like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe or the Fox universe.
That would be great. So they really will reset the timeline.
But at this point, what they did with She-Hulk, I don't know what they're gonna do with Deadpool now.
Yeah, because
it might be Hugh Jackman, Deadpool, and freaking Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Well, Howard the Duck has always been around, I mean,
yeah, because he was in the one Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
He was also in Endgame. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. Like, he's fighting alongside everybody.
And Infinity War, I believe.
And what?
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because when they went to him to get one of them stones, Power Stone, I believe.
He was owned by the Collector.
Yeah.
What was it? We'll see what they do. I think like it'll be really interesting with like the new Deadpool stuff and the way they keep adding the mutants into it. I hope they do something with Gambit soon.
Did y'all peep the black suit though?
They released the suit, footage of the black suit.
Yeah, when he's sitting on the toilet, he's in the X.
X-Force,
yeah.
But he wore that at the end of Deadpool too.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be an X-Force movie after that.
Yeah, but it was the regular Deadpool one, but after the explosion and all that dirt got on it, it was the black and gray. just because the suit was dirty. But also this week or last week, I guess, Disney also released Werewolf by Night. I don't know if any of you guys watched that.
Yeah, I seen it.
Elsa Bloodstone.
Yes. And Ted.
How do you feel about it?
Ted, I really liked it. I liked it was only like an hour long, so it wasn't like
right.
And I liked the black and white. It gives you that feeling of the like the old monster movies.
Yeah, the old Universal monster films.
Yeah. So, and I like how they were trying to make you think the monster they were hunting was the werewolf. Like if you didn't know those characters, you wouldn't know that who he was.
Did you know those characters?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know Elsa Bloodstone from the Marvel Strike Force game. Not gonna lie, like that's how I figured out who she was. I was like, oh, cool. I haven't beefed her up so much in that stupid game. So
yeah, and
right.
I like Ted.
I thought the Bloodstone was the dark hole at first. I was like, oh, that's a dark hole. Okay. Then it's a Bloodstone. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was just
Then I was like, okay, what are they? I see the TVA in the background. It's not the TVA. It's the security. I was like, what's going on here, man?
It's all connected. I mean, Kevin Feige said that something about that movie has got like bigger implications for the Marvel universe. So
yeah,
I mean, it just introduces the supernatural world. Like they just reuse a lot of stuff in that special, I guess you call it.
Yeah,
right.
It's like, well, we got $10,000 budget. Like, here you go. We're gonna use the rest of it on Man Thing.
Oh,
Ted!
God.
Ted! No spoilers. Ted.
No spoilers.
His name is Ted.
Well, I like the use of shadows. I was gonna agree with you. Like, it brings me back to like the old school monster movies and the suspense that you get.
Like the silhouettes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean those kind of scares and that kind of suspense. I mean, it's so funny because those are the kinds of movies where you're like, I hear about now where like I forget which movie it was, but recently they were trying to get like a PG-13 for a horror film, and it was like no blood, no gore, just like shadows and chills and like jumps around the corner and stuff like that.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
But it's not scary.
It's definitely supposed to be a rated R movie, and they changed it to PG-13. That's why it's so weird. The whole murder scene.
Right.
Yeah, that's very.
Apparently, there's a director's cut that supposed to came out, but it never did. Same thing with Thor 2. It's supposed to be like a different version of that as well.
The new one, Love and Thunder?
Yeah. So apparently them two movies are edited differently than how I guess the final production was. So,
well, that movie flopped. I'm curious how that's going to affect the future Marvel movies. I mean, comparatively, it flopped to the previous Thor movies.
I mean, all of the Thor movies flopped, though.
Oh, Ragnarok.
I don't know. No, Ragnarok didn't flop. Like, the Ragnarok brought it back around.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the first two flops.
You're already on the ground, and you get up on one knee. It's still on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, comparatively, yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. Like, it definitely helped that like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of teed up Ragnarok to be kind of campy, but then they just took it too far, and it failed.
Well, speaking of Ragnarok, a TikTok video had me thinking, if Doctor Strange spell and Spider-Man said on everybody on Earth will forget that who's Spider-Man is, but the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor and other characters was off Earth, do they still remember that Peter Parker is Spider-Man?
It's a good question.
Did any of them actually know that he was Spider-Man, though?
They fought together. He took his mask. He took his mask off every 2 seconds.
Well, if Robert Downey Jr. is dead when Doctor Strange does that spell, and they bring him back because he needs a paycheck, will he still remember Spider-Man?
He was on Earth. His body was still there.
But he wasn't conscious. He was dead.
So you mean anybody sleeping at that time would still remember?
Yeah, he's Jehovah's Witness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right. The
how'd you guys like? How'd you like the Black Panther trailer?
I like it. I mean, last episode I said they just put trailer out because I believe Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman forced Disney hand, because I believe that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman produced those 2 little snippets themselves talking about Deadpool 3. So Disney is like, whoa, let's do something. It's like people like this information getting thrown out, so they're like, go ahead and show Shuri as the Black Panther. But at the same time, Shuri might not be Black Panther or Black Panther that long in the movie.
Yeah, not full time. It could just
it looks like they're pushing the Dora J or whatever they call way more, because they in all kind of commercials. They pushing the Michonne lady, the
Michonne lady. I love it. I agree.
They pushing her. Like, she probably the highest paid actor on there, really.
Oh, for sure.
But they pushing her super hard. Like, she's like the main focus in all these little sponsorship ads and stuff like that. Even in a recent book, I think Vogue or People Magazine or something, front cover, Black Panther, right on front cover. So I think the roles getting switched.
But now is a really good opportunity for them to do like a Red Bull crossover sponsorship event, and have Neymar like on the side of buildings with those big wing shoes, and just have like Red Bull ads everywhere with Neymar getting wings, I think it's just like it's so easy. I know it's a cheesy dad joke, but what an easy marketing plan for.
Now, is Neymar?
I can feel Katrina's eyes roll.
Is Neymar a good actor?
Neymar a good
actor. I don't know who that guy is that plays him.
I don't know who that actor is either.
I heard him speak. He don't sound like a strong speaker.
Yeah, they could have gotten Pedro Pascal, I guess.
Why not? He's doing everything else, right?
Right. I just figure you just go with what's working.
They gave Van Diesel like 3 words to say,
And they just redub it over and over. They just, yeah.
Does he go to Comic-Con?
Oh, yeah. He's been to Comic-Con as Groot.
I am Groot.
That's all I'd want him to sign.
I am Groot.
I am Dash Groot.
Van Diesel. Family.
Yeah, right. Family. Too many Fast and the Furious references.
Yeah.
Coming out with a final movie, and they're bringing Paul Walker back.
Right. Yeah.
From the dead, he's gonna be a zombie.
Yeah, like
what's
the budget for that movie? I just want to know, like,
are they gonna do a deep fake?
I have no idea.
Deep fake with who though? Like his brother again? Like,
well, they can have anybody and they just put his face on it.
Cause I didn't care for it, but I accepted it when it said Justin Bieber's gonna take a spot. I'm okay with it. It's kind of like the same person almost, but
I guess so.
I think they'll just have that Hayden Christensen say he's Paul Walker, and they'll try to do like the deep fake for that. Anything to get him more work.
Does he need more work? I feel like he just like.
How many years was it between Star Wars movies? I don't know. Like.
Yeah,
I feel like he's the same thing as
Ray Park.
Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, but Ray Park does like a lot of stuff. He's
So does Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. They're busy. I feel like. They're not making hits necessarily, but
they're doing work.
Because technically, Robert Pattinson is busy too doing indie films, but who watched the last 12 of them?
Yeah, I wish. Well, Robert Pattinson's still better than freaking Anakin. I'm sorry.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy Rudiger.
What about Obi-Wan though? Is he getting work?
Oh yeah, he's always doing something. Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
He was in Dr. Sleep. He was on Fargo before that. Ewan McGregor is always doing something.
He's on TV shows.
Yeah,
he does that one where he rides his motorcycle around, him and his friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name of it.
Oh,
they
yeah.
travel like the
It's kind of like that
like the Walking Dead guy.
Like the Daryl show.
Yeah.
But it's him and his friend. They start like in South America or something and drove all the way to
long way round.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. should be eating bugs out of your teeth. So I don't know, the idea of like doing a motorcycle TV show, and then not having like that kind of sense of humor. So
I wonder why he never get an Undertaker his own motorcycle TV show. Like he actually has motorcycles.
But how good of an actor is he?
I don't know. He did pretty good with the last 40 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I always thought he should have played the Saint of Killers in the Preacher TV show. Like he would have been perfect as that like silent just. I mean, they got a great actor. Don't get me wrong, the guy they got was great, but like the Undertaker would have been perfect for that show.
Did any of you remember Suburban Commando?
Oh hell yeah!
And he was the bad guy in there before he was the Undertaker. When he was still
he wasn't the Twins, was he?
No, he was the bad guy, the hunter that came looking for Hulk Hogan.
Well, they sent a bunch of hunters.
Well, he was the main one, that big, tall, redheaded one.
Yeah, like we're gonna get you, Ramsey. And I was like, I know why you guys don't
Wild
talk.
Hogs?
I don't know if he was in Wild.
I don't think he was in Wild Hogs.
It was Kevin
Although
Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Nash has been in a lot of things. I liked him as the Russian in The Punisher.
I'm trying to think of other famous wrestlers that transitioned besides The Rock.
That was
John Cena.
John Cena.
I want to forget. He just has that face you want to punch.
Hulk
Triple
Hogan.
Kane.
What else has Triple H been in? Oh, well, Kane. Yeah, Kane.
There was that.
X-Men.
He
Wait, he was an X-Men?
No, he wasn't.
He was in that.
The joke is he was Sabretooth. That's
Oh,
That was
no,
another
that's
wrestler.
Lee Shriver.
That's Taylor Mayne in the first X-Men movie. He was a wrestler.
Yeah.
I think Abyss.
I haven't seen him in. I don't even know.
Was it? Yeah, he was in a horror movie, right?
I have no idea. Kane
it
was.
Abyss?
Yeah, Kane was in a horror movie.
Yeah, I know
He was in
Kane.
that-
I thought Abyss was too. WWE produced movie. I can't remember.
Well, I genuinely don't like John Cena as an actor. Like, he just annoys the hell out of me. And like,
What do you mean?
He's getting better because he does those comedies. But those first couple action movies he was doing,
they
were all just the same movie. Like
The Rock did it. And y'all ain't complaining. It's cool.
But no, The Rock is different. I think The Rock earned it. Like he's set himself apart. You know, him and Batista, I think, are both decent actors.
His first movie when he was the Scorpion King in
Scorpion King.
Well, but Scorpion.
In The Mummy too.
The Mummy.
When he was the big
He didn't talk.
CGI. I know he's just a big CGI guy. That movie was terrible. So was the
No, the
Scorpion King.
CGI was terrible. Let's be clear. That's different. I mean, when he was in Be Cool and he played like the gay bodyguard, that was hilarious.
And you're gonna see him do the same role from Mummy 2 and Black Adam.
Oh yeah,
A lot more speaking roles that I don't know. He might not have speaking roles because he didn't have that many speaking roles in Super Pets. So they might just have him like on screen for a little while.
Well, and do you remember when they had Rampage and Skyscraper come out? And my friend was like, "What are the two movies about?" I'm like, "One's got The Rock with monsters outside the building, and one's got The Rock with monsters inside the building. But they're basically the same movie, Rampage and Skyscraper." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did the same thing with Kevin Hart. Him and Kevin Hart dropped two movies identical. They came out at the same time. They both buddy cop movies.
Yeah, buddy cop movies.
Yeah,
well, I like
a
his
PG
cameos.
Movie, the other one's like a R type one. It just same movie.
I guess a new survey came out that he's blown away. He's gotten more requests to run for president for 2024 than ever before, and he's just so grateful. But he just wants to raise his family and make money. And then John Cena got a world record for the most Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm like, I hate the guy, but good for that.
But that was pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Because all the kids want to see him for one time only. Because every time they watch TV, they can't see John Cena.
Right. They just want to see him.
They want to see if he's a real. They want to see if he's real.
That's funny. That's really funny.
I think he should go visit the Corn Kid because the Corn Kid didn't believe in corn either until he saw corn.
You think the Corn Kid?
You don't know that song, John?
No.
Oh my God, you missing out, man.
It's
Hey,
corn.
you think the Corn Kid plays with the corn person on Fortnite?
I don't know, but
This is a hilarious idea. I don't even know what you're talking about, but it sounds hilarious.
A little black kid, probably like 7 or 8. Some random guy did an interview with him, and the kid broke down corn and why he likes corn so much.
Yeah,
How
and he
juicy it is.
he didn't know corn was a real thing until he saw it.
Oh my God.
After that, everything's about corn. It's like he got remix songs. He went to like this corn festival with the corns everywhere.
He's the corn kid. People send him stuff. Like on his TikTok, he's always opening gifts people send him. And he tries different food. Like the other day, he tried maki, and he didn't like it. I don't like maki either. The ice cream's okay, but I don't like the raw dough on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh. I had no idea what you're talking about because we pronounce it totally different.
What do you mochi?
We say mochi.
Yeah, that's what I call it too. I just got it now, mochi. Yeah, you call it maki?
Maki, whatever. I don't know what it's called.
That Japanese ice cream stuff.
With the dough on the outside of it and powdered sugar. Ugh.
Well, it's like the joke where it was like someone was like, "Would you like some mahi mahi?" And like, I'm not that hungry. I'll just take one mahi.
One mahi will do.
We went to Italian. What the heck is that place? Italian. What's the rest of the Italian? No, something garden. Olive Garden.
You went to the Italian, the Olive Garden. I mean, it's not really Italian, but okay.
Yeah. But anyways, I went there, and the waitress asked me.
Is somebody else joining us?
Yeah,
it's corn. It's a big lump with knobs.
Where was the initial? Do you know where the initial interview was at? Like, why was the guy interviewing people? Do you know?
I don't know. I've seen like the actual interview, and like he's interviewed him twice. He went back and talked to him again.
It went viral. Why not?
Yeah. And the song is a lot longer than that original what you see on TikTok.
Well, I mean, remember the Like a Banana guy? I mean, I hope he comes back.
No, this is more like I ain't got time for that.
Right. They took it and made it, like that other guy, like hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the same people who made that song, made the corn song.
Got it.
Yeah. P.O.P. hold me down.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. So let me think if anything else is going on that
It's a double corny rainbow.
To go with our theme for this month, obviously Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends came out today. I didn't get to watch it yet. Hey, it's Friday 13th, and that's not how it goes. It goes.
I heard they made him to the like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi? No, Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it. That's what he does now. It changed his power set, I guess. So now he's like that.
Michael Myers is now like a creepy Asian that wants to live forever, like Big Trouble in Little China.
Flash Gordon, Asian.
Oh, okay.
Ming the Merciless?
I hope it's Owen Wilson. I hope it turns out Michael Myers all along was Owen Wilson.
No. It's got to be Mike. Mike Myers played Michael Myers this whole time.
Oh yeah, and the monster that killed me, or the killer that shagged me. That's what it'll be. The killer that shagged me.
Well, you remember one of his early movies is I Married an Axe Murderer.
That's true.
So it all ties together.
That movie was actually in its own right. It's like a horror comedy. Like it got to a point where I was like genuinely scared for him.
And then last week the Hellraiser movie came on Hulu. I don't know if anyone's watched that yet.
I haven't heard nobody even talk about the movie.
I watched it today.
How was it?
Well, for one, I didn't know that it was like a Hulu movie. No, I knew it was on Hulu, but I didn't know that Hulu made the movie.
Phil broke it down to you like one episode.
Oh, I don't remember.
Do you notice the difference between quality of streaming services when they produce the movies?
Well, it's just when Hulu, like, it's not rated R, it's rated TVMA. So there's your first.
Gotcha. Okay, because they make it kind of a made-for-TV movie then.
Yeah, it's kind of like movie. That. It's kind of made-for-TV movie. So, I mean, it's interesting. I like because they kind of if you're not familiar with all the movies, they delve more into what the puzzle box is and stuff like that, and why these things happen. But yeah, it was like watching a horror movie on cable where everything's cut out of it.
Oh,
Gotcha.
like Scream movies.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's how I felt about that Nightmare on Elm Street remake they made, or the newest version where it wasn't Robert Englund. I felt like
Yeah.
it was just on the edge of having horrific gore, but it really wasn't that scary. It could have been like a made for like a Lifetime or Hallmark horror film, you know.
So how's with Chucky movies? I mean Chucky TV shows.
I haven't watched it yet. I know it's on its second season. I'll get to it eventually.
At the New York Comic Con, I found an adorable baby that was dressed like Chucky, but I realized how fucked up the mom was after that. And she was like, "Please take the picture of my Chucky baby," you know. And like this kid looked literally angry. Like I was more frightened. Again, I have a problem with like kids in movies. Like the monsters never scare me. It's like when the kids get possessed, you know, or they appear like somewhat as the killers. That to me is like the ultimate nightmare. It's almost like, you know, waking up with like the cat from Pet Sematary trying to choke you out.
So like the end of Halloween 4, and where Jamie like kills her adopted family.
Yeah,
Dressed as a clown.
it's that's just traumatizing. I don't want to kidnap. Not kidnap. I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. I don't want to babysit after watching those kinds of movies.
What, you don't want to kidnap somebody after watching those kind of movies?
No, in fact, I'll put the kid back. Like you know, if I was to try to rehabilitate kidnappers, I'd make them all watch all the scary movies with scary children. You know, and have them like, this is what could happen. You just ruin somebody.
Nice. Well, we have our 31 Days of Halloween countdown to get to. I know Katrina's kind of doing her own. It would be like if kids were doing a 31 Days of Halloween. And what is today's movie, Katrina?
Today's movie is Frankenweenie.
Aw, that's adorable.
So have you watched The Nightmare Before Christmas yet? Because
It's not on my list.
Because it's why isn't it?
Because I chose Corpse Bride over it.
No. See, I don't consider A Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie.
It's Thanksgiving, right?
It's a Thanksgiving movie.
That makes sense.
Because it takes place right in the middle of both. It's a Halloween Christmas movie.
Yeah. 3/4 of the movie's in Halloween land.
Yeah, but it's about Santa Claus.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, you're right. It's a horrific thing. I want a New Year's Jack movie. Like I want to get it like
they make a New Year's. They have a Rudolph New Year's show. Rudolph
I didn't know that.
New Year, where he takes off his hat and his ears go. Come on.
Well,
so Rankin and Bass. Is it Rankin?
My imagination has them use Rudolph's nose as a ball then for New Year's, and he's got to get dragged down really long, horrific, excruciating 10 seconds, you know, and he can't turn his light on until like this the New Year.
Okay.
Hey, somebody tried to say, I don't know where I seen it at, but they tried to say like it's still sad. Rudolph's story still a sad story because they still using the special needs kid the thing because he's got deformity. So they still picking on him and say, well, he got a bright red nose. Stick him in front of the sleigh and let him haul all the toys by himself.
Yeah, it promotes bullying.
Yeah. It does. It promotes bullying and promotes cancer. So
and radiation.
Yeah, the nasal cancer.
Yeah, all the northern lights, man. That was the northern lights.
You know, he's got so many months left to live, and they make him lead the sleigh group. Like he's got a job he's got to do. Just let him die in peace. I mean,
it's still a little band. He's still like a little Bambi deer.
Yeah, he's still a bad deer.
That's a world's load of toys in one night.
Good luck with that.
No training.
I'd rather him be like on drugs and stuff like that, and just like tripping out on his nose. And they're like, we never get to finish because Rudolph's leading us all in the wrong direction.
Didn't that happen on Johnny Bravo?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Johnny Bravo. All right. Well, before we get into today's movies, we want to run down last week's numbers 31 through 21. Jonathan wasn't here to talk about them. There was lots of movies on there that me and Specs have never seen. So maybe, and Katrina probably have never seen any of them.
Probably not.
So we're going to go a rundown of 31 through 21. Look, and John's leaving
He's
again.
not
He
going
don't
to be.
even
He's
wanna
not
see
going to
it.
be here again.
I'm just turning on the lights. Hopefully, adding more
All right.
illumination.
So there we go. So at number 31, we had The Evil Dead.
Would you like a hand? Easy joke. I'm sorry. The Evil Dead. He gets his head cut off.
He had both of his hands in
Yeah,
the
he has
first
a hand
one.
in that movie.
Oh, that's right.
The
Evil Dead
second
2.
one, in Evil Dead 2 is when he cuts his hand off and he has to fight his own hand.
Well, Evil Dead 2 is literally just a remake of Evil Dead, is what I've always been told. So
Kind of. Well, as we learned last week that you weren't here, they filmed that movie over several years because Sam Raimi, paid for the whole movie to be made. So they only made it between when they had time. So throughout the movie, you'll see the characters' hairstyles change. From scene to scene. Yeah.
But now it changes everything.
And then number 30 was 13 Ghosts.
This is Specs. I know he added this one, right?
Yeah.
Why did you like it?
Because of the mystery behind each ghost backstories.
Mm-hmm.
I like that and the special effects makeup they did for each of the ghosts. And then the deal they did with the glasses when you took them on and off, that was really a new kind of scare tactic for me. Right, it kind of gave me a little jump every time they just appear right in front of the glasses, and seeing Matthew Lillard get ripped apart was kind of satisfying. But yeah, that was a great one.
And if you've never seen this movie, it is on AMC's Fear Fest on Monday at 4 p.m. So, Katrina, you can watch 13 Ghosts on AMC Monday at 4 p.m.
I thought you said 4 a.m. and I was like, no, I'm out.
No, 4 p.m.
Monday at 4 p.m. Sure, I've got plans for something.
I bet you don't. And then number 29 was Final Destination. Last weekend, I know on AMC, they had the Final Destination marathon. So me and my boys were sitting here watching these, and we're like, why are we putting ourselves through these?
It's so brutal. Movies? That's traumatizing.
It's bad. It's just
I can never drive behind. So it's Final Destination 2 though, that where it was the trucks. Yeah. And I can't drive behind log trucks anymore. I have to get by them.
Because me and Specs was talking about it, and I didn't remember the first one, so I had to make sure I watched the first one. And that's the one at the racetrack.
No, the first one is the airplane.
No. The first one's not the racetrack.
That's right. The airplane's the first.
Yeah, the airplane.
I watched them all, so I got them confused. The fifth one is the racetrack.
The fifth one's the racetrack where the tire comes off over the edge and kills the girl. But the airplane was still just as scary. That messed with me too, for a little while. Don't get on the planes, or don't sit in the wrong seat.
I don't know. The movie theater was pretty messed with me.
That was the same. That's the bus one, right?
What?
When they get off the bus before the bridge collapses, and that girl's in the movie theater watching that movie, and they're working, and the nail gun goes off. It rips
through the thing,
through the screen.
Yeah.
I still think the scariest is the sequel. On the highway.
That's the one everyone remembers.
Yeah, that's the one. I remember almost every death scene in that one.
Well, the guy on the motorcycle getting split in half. I mean, there were just things about that movie that really stuck with you.
I think the best is the end credits of number 5 because it shows you all the kills in all the movies.
Oh yeah,
it goes back and shows you them all. So
that was the Final Destination, right?
Yeah, the 5th one. Yeah, whatever.
And Tony Todd was in that.
Yes, Tony Todd was in a lot of them actually.
Yeah, he's the go-to guy.
So number 28, The Omen. This movie's probably as old as I am, probably older actually. I don't remember what year it came out.
It's all for you, Damien. I do it all for you.
That I say that this is the movie who made the world think Damien, the name Damien, is a satanic name. So anytime you name your kid Damien, everyone's like, "Why are you giving him a devil name?"
I mean, I think you'd have to earn the name Damien at this point with like this movie. Like you'd have to really prove to me that like it's useful to have you as a dark kid or whatever. But I do think like the idea. Remember, I said I'm messed up by kids. Again, another movie I watched that I was like, "Fuck that! I'm not gonna."
Well, my which is a movie that I don't know how we didn't get on this list. I don't even think one of us voted for it, and it's a travesty.
A tragic travesty.
Yes, it's a tragedy that turned into a tragic travesty. Anyways,
Yep.
The most famous kid horror movie is not on our list.
Home Alone.
The Corn. How did none of us vote for Children of the Corn? Yeah, it is.
It's not really a horror. I mean, it is a horror movie, but it isn't a horror movie. I mean, it's kind of like Deliverance to me is a horror movie in its own way, you know. That's how I feel about it.
I could not go into cornfields after watching that movie. So
no,
no.
The one movie on Netflix that came out, The Tall Grass. Oh my god.
Well, that's
I couldn't go into cornfields after that movie Sideways.
And here was Jonathan's pick, number 27, Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah.
I actually watched this one on AMC last weekend. It wasn't this one. I'm sorry. It was the Nightmare, the remake of. So we're okay. I have not seen this one for a while. So.
Well, I'd also seen the remake thing they did in Nightmare on Elm Street. I wasn't convinced that they did a good job. This thing right here, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, came out after Scream came out, and so this was like, I think like his new attempt at showing how to break the fourth wall. It was such a meta movie, and it was like the first of its kind, really, to like have Freddy sort of attack the actors and the crew members who are also simultaneously making a new Freddy Krueger movie. And so they were using the actors as themselves, playing themselves, you know. So there was something twisted to that. But you had this little kid that was like this kid actor that I saw all over the place from TGI Friday at the time. Like he was on Full House and he was on, you know, Step by Step, and this kid just kept popping up as these, you know, recurring characters in those shows. And all of a sudden he's now in Wes Craven's New Nightmare as like her kid, and they implied that it could have been like Freddy's kid of some sort or whatever, but now in human form, and he jumps off this like giant rocket ship at a park. I'm thinking this is either like the scariest child ever or like the worst babysitting scenario. But truly, like the kid, like it wasn't Freddy. It was like the idea of possessing a little kid that just kept appearing. You know, like open your window and you'd see him across the street just looking at you at 2 a.m. I don't know. Unless like owed that kid like drug money, I don't want to see that like appear in my neighborhood with that, because it would just instantly be creepy.
If we actually get to a movie you have seen, Katrina, you must let us know.
I will do.
All right. So the next movie, I knew nothing about this movie. Frailty, number 26. Has any of us seen this movie?
I've seen it. It's great. It's scary in a way that's like, I don't know. It really even shouldn't be an R-rated movie. But it's got like that sort of like unsuspecting, suspenseful kind of twist that like M. Night Shyamalan tries to do. But like in a almost like the Bill Paxton plays like a good father, and it seems like it's Matthew McConaughey the whole time doing all these serial killings, but really it's Bill Paxton doing it. And like the way that they set up the POV of the killer with the victims is in its own right really horrific. You know what I mean? Like the way like Seven is kind of horrific like that. And so like when you finally like see that it's Bill, I mean, I hate to try to ruin it, but when you finally see that it's Bill Paxton that's doing the killing, and for a moment you can almost like feel through his intensity that he is like literally getting like in his mind, he thinks he's getting directions from God or from like the angel Michael or whatever to like kill these people. And they do like this really quick like flash of what he sees, and it's like this intense, scary, like CGI angel type thing. Before like that became like the normal thing to do like flashes into people's minds. And I don't know, it freaked me out when I saw the movie. Like it just stayed with me. That's like a really good horror film has like bits and pieces that'll like stick with you later on. You'll have nightmares or whatever.
And
So I'm
Bill
sorry I'm
Paxton
boring you,
directed
Kat.
that.
I'm sorry. I said this wave of tired.
Bill
I'll stop
Paxton
talking.
directed. Bill Paxton directed this movie, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
I got to talk to him about it. That's the other reason why I added it to the list is because I had a personal experience.
All right. So what are we on? 25 was the Blair Witch Project. Have you never seen this, Katrina? Come on.
I think I've seen about 5 minutes of it.
It's so bad. It's fine.
It is not bad. It was ahead of its time.
All I remember is crying and snot.
And they made fun of this movie so hard.
And that's quarantine.
Yeah.
Quarantine.
Quarantine.
That was quarantine.
That's every Zoom office meeting for like 2021 with people all up close and just being like, hey, I think it's coming for me. I can't. And it's like, just wipe your nose, boss. Just wipe your nose. That's right. The sequel is better. If you ever saw Book of Shadows,
What?
Yeah,
That movie was terrible.
I love that movie. Actually, I saw it in theaters.
You pay money?
That movie is terrible.
Yeah, I paid money for the last two Blair Witch movies, and the last one that came out was awful.
There were 3 of them? I thought there were 2.
No, the one that came out recently was only good because they actually showed the witch. The most recent one, they gave you at least a glimpse of this creepy witch character. So I'll give it a little credit that it's better than the first one. I like the second one.
You don't know what cinema is. Let's move on.
Disposable Teens.
Number 24 is Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Oh, come on, Katrina.
I saw about 5 minutes, 10 minutes of it in a music and film course I took in college.
We watched it in English class. I can't say the word. English class in high school.
Nope.
Come on.
We didn't watch movies in English class.
It was by Alfred Hitchcock. He's like one of the greatest authors of all time.
Classic horror. Yeah.
Where
I got to meet Tippi Hedren. And
I thought you were going to tell me you got to meet Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, I didn't meet. I was not born yet for sure, but I met Tippi Hedren, and I got to go to there's a town up north between Oakland and LA it's like the Birds town. So I got to go check that like little town out, and they have they have all the pictures of the show. I think like there is an era of horror film that isn't like, the closest we have is like that werewolf, The Night of the Werewolf, but The Birds was really scary. And I saw it and I wasn't like scared because of the film quality wasn't like, up to par where like the same thing with like Jaws. Like I saw it and I wasn't that scared because I can tell that the film quality wasn't that great anymore. But I can believe like at the time when it came out, why people were afraid of this movie, Like the premise of going outside and seeing a bunch of birds on a wire and then within moments just being attacked from all angles is not a great. And you know what? I'll be real with you. They kind of stole the whole scene with if you watch Stranger Things, the newest season, and like the one guy in the jacket, Dio guy, he gets attacked by all like the dragon bats or whatever, and that's a straight ripoff from The Birds. You guys watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
No.
But
Nope.
I always think it's scary because it's something that could actually happen.
What?
Yes.
Bird?
Mhm.
Yeah, it all depends on if you believe birds are real or not.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
You've heard that, right? You've heard that theory, right? That we learned.
Let me tell you why the Earth is round, James.
Hey, I didn't say I believe. I said if you believe birds are real.
Yeah, they're real, and they like to eat chihuahuas. So be
Ooh.
careful.
All right. So number 23 is Jeepers Creepers. This was another movie I did not see, but it is on AMC on Thursday the 20th at 6 p.m. So I will have to watch it then. I think AMC should sponsor our show.
Yeah, especially with your avatar. You know.
Yeah. With The Walking Dead.
I think Jeepers Creepers 2 is better than Jeepers Creepers 1.
It's two different movies. That's what I talked about last week. It's two different things.
Oh, okay.
Because look, because the first one, he rides around in a little truck and he does all kinds of mysterious things, and he brings them back to his lair.
Yeah.
The second one, he's attacking the kids on the bus and in the field.
Right.
He's like picking them off. He's not really really doing.
He's not really like hunting.
Things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean that whole premise in the second one on the bus, every little bit of that, like the guy's face in the window, and like the then stealing the kid's head and making it his own, like all that shit, just kind of it's creepy, and like extra layers of like, but it really like the face itself from the original one reminded me of a little bit of the Wicked Witch of the West. Like
you didn't see the face at the end, right?
No. Is it a different face?
No, because what I was saying that he uses people's flesh to make his own body. So
right,
his face is like screwed up. But since he's been eating people for so long, he has a real face. I believe in the second one, but in the end of that, he still was like looking all botched up, like creepy.
Well, yeah. Well, in the second one, he looks like the Wicked Witch face, kind of like the way he appears in the window, and like it's clearly like a crazy kind of makeup that they have for the face, and like, but I don't know that I was gonna say this movie. It's not on our list, but it reminded me of like something being like seriously messed up mentally with people involved in the decisions in Hollywood to greenlight this movie. Similarly to like When the Hills Have Eyes, I saw that. I was like, what's wrong with everybody down the chain, from the producers, the editors, the actors, the director, anybody involved in making this movie, The Hills Have Eyes, needs to go get their head checked, right? And then like same thing with like Jeepers Creepers. Like I was like, you guys are fucked up in the brain somehow. How is it I can't get a movie produced at all and they're heartwarming and they're great, good messages, but you can get dog shit like Hills Have Eyes made, and they're like, cult followers. Like, I can't wait to see the mutants in the desert rape my daughter. What? Yeah, it's the movie.
What about Hostel?
Well, Hostel's fucked up in its own right. It's kind of like the way
Eli Roth
Taken. The way Taken is messed up, though. Like, that's how I look at Hostel. It's like you're setting up a horrific scenario that's not likely to happen. But like, yeah, The Hills Have Eyes is a horrific scenario. But it's like they looked at every scene. They're like, how can we make this even more disgusting? And not in a way that like we could just throw it off as schlock, but in a way that like on a like molecular level you feel grossed out.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, that's my little rant against like producers and directors that like and writers that are somehow able to make this creepy, like just, oh my God, I want to, puke in my Halloween mask. Kind of.
All right. Well, number 22 on our list is Paranormal Activity.
Never saw it.
Yeah, you never saw it either? Like, what?
No, because I saw the Paranormal Activity scary movie like remake they did, and that was too funny. I couldn't, when the ghosts have sex with a girl in like the scary movie, and they're ripping up Paranormal Activity, and she's like, "You're better." It was like the ghost was better than the guy, than it's Marlon Wayans, and then like the ghost does something to Marlon Wayans in the credits, and you're like, "This is all bad." I couldn't watch Paranormal Activity after that without laughing.
And our last movie from last week's countdown is The Cabin in the Woods. I did not see this movie. I thought I did last week, and then I realized it was Cabin Fever that I saw, and not Cabin in the Woods.
Yep. The one you saw was a flesh-eating bacteria.
Yes.
Bacteria.
Yes.
This movie's great. I picked it, I think. Did you pick it, Specs?
Yeah, I picked it.
Yeah, it's a great film. I mean, like honestly, the one story I have is that Chris Hemsworth got offered to do Thor while filming this movie. Oh, excuse me. I had too much of my watermelon beverage, and you can't. What is it? He didn't want to do the fitting or whatever it was until he finished filming this movie. But I really love like there's these little moments in this movie that like it's comedy within the horror. You know, like when the merman kills Bradley Whitford, and all those little elements when they're like doing like their Deadpool of sorts. You know, betting on the kids and all that. I really enjoyed like what they did with this movie. It kind of started a lot of the whole it didn't start. Freddy Krueger, in my opinion, was the whole horror comedy, starting that idea. But what did you guys think of this film?
I've never seen it, so
wow.
Specs?
All right. Well, I feel you, Specs, in the Paranormal Activity moment we just had.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is a great movie. You guys got to watch it. But like the whole element of like the sacrifice at the end, Specs, I think is exactly like so many other films, though. Like it's like totally, what do they call it? Cliche. Now
I think they probably it seemed like they wanted to write a comedy movie, but they put so much of the horror element in there, it changed the dynamic of the movie. I think that's what happened. It was supposed to be like a scary movie or like I don't know, Scooby-Doo, I guess.
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo.
I mean, they had Chris Hemsworth is totally like the dude from Scooby-Doo, like the way those characters looked, for sure. I mean, but then they tried to sell it at the end, like the whole thing being, this virgin sacrifice, and was it Sigourney Weaver's voice? It was just there were so many things in it that I felt like they were spoofing horror, intentionally.
Yeah, and it ended up working.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually enjoyed the movie a lot.
All right. So now we're going to move into this week's movies. That's Nobody's Home. Number 20 through 11.
Ooh.
Look at me. I know how to count. So
There we go.
what number 20 is. The Exorcist.
The power of Christ compels you.
Now, this movie's older than I am, which I'm amazed. That makes 2 movies so far on our list that are older than I am. Katrina?
No.
Yeah. No, I just love it.
There was
No,
when I was researching this,
no.
there was something pretty funny that I thought.
Something funny about The Exorcist?
Yeah, like I gotta remember where it was, but they like redubbed certain lines when they put it on TV. And here, all right. So it says the lines: "Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Karis, whatever his name is, and shove it up your ass, you faggot," were redubbed for like late, and it said, "Your mother still rots in hell, and shut your face, you
Wait, James, hold on. I got to read something. This comic podcast contains language of a racially offensive nature. It may not be suitable for all age groups. Its inclusion is an intentional creative choice intended to highlight the fact that language of this type was frequently deployed in past decades, specifically James's life, and remains in use today, even as contexts evolve. Readers for whom such language is triggering or hurtful should be advised."
I find it really interesting. Yeah.
What was that?
I just find it really interesting that they changed the word ass, but not the word faggot.
Faggot. That's what I'm. Yeah, that was me. I read. I was like, oh, so they still let faggot on TV, but not.
Like that word was okay, but
cussing is bad.
What'd you say? It was a bundle of 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people who this is like their scariest movie ever. Like they can't. No.
I don't. I mean, like I always said it was because of my Jewish upbringing, but I never was afraid of this movie.
It's too old to be scary for us.
Yeah, it's too old, and it just again seemed like a bad babysitting situation where I was like, dude, why do you have to give the girl bad sushi? Now she's puking all over the place. What's up with her like gymnastics coach teaching her how to spin her head around like that? Why is she peeing on the floor again? Like this is like just give this kid some fucking tranquilizer and end it. All right.
Oh yes. But
Honestly, I would tie her down and wait for the parents to get home.
You know what we didn't put on the list? We didn't put the Crow?
I don't consider that a horror movie. That's an action movie.
No, okay, I got the wrong title. It's a Edgar Allan Poe.
The Raven.
Oh, the Raven. Yeah, that was
the other
a horror film.
The other Blackbird. Yes.
Hey, did that movie with Sam Jackson and John Cusack, the 1408 movie, make the list?
You have the list. I can't reveal.
I'm sorry. That movie scared me. That's all. I was like,
what, Soul Man?
Soul Man.
It's a whole different. Eddie Murphy shouldn't scare anybody. Vampire in Brooklyn.
Eddie Murphy wasn't in Soul Man. Soul Man's about the white. Soul Man's the movie about the white kid who was trying to get into college, and the only way he could do is a black scholarship, so he wears blackface the whole movie.
What was I thinking about? Where like Eddie Murphy's the guru character, and he's like trying to help. Who's he trying to help? He's trying to help. Yeah, no, I gotta find it later. But yeah, no, Eddie Murphy. It's a comedy though, where Eddie Murphy is like I thought it was called The Soul Man.
Well, anyway, I was talking about.
I was trying to help him do what?
The Bernie Mac and Samuel L. Jackson movie.
This is going to bug me now. He's trying to help the other guy do what?
What?
Jonathan.
Oh he's trying to help him like work his relationship out or whatever. And he was like this bald sort of love guru character, but it wasn't.
Isn't that Will Smith?
Yes,
that's what I thought.
No, that's Hitch.
You just said the whole.
It sounds like that's what I thought.
That's a different one.
This sounds like Hitch. That's what.
But that's a different one. Like in the one with Eddie Murphy, I remember he's like on a QVC kind of show at one point, and he puts like the electric pads on this one woman's face and makes her eyes all wide and stuff, and he's trying to help her. Jeff Goldblum is in it. It's Eddie Murphy and Jeff Goldblum. And he's trying like they find Eddie Murphy and he's basically like going on like the Home Shopping Network and helping sell shit.
I don't know about that one.
But if you've never seen The Exorcist, you can watch it on HBO Max, and it's also on AMC's Fear Fest Sunday, October 23rd at 3 a.m. That's the perfect time to watch it.
Do you know what I'm getting from this?
Other Exorcists on HBO Max? Do they have the other Exorcist movies?
I don't know. The show was pretty good though.
Do you know what I'm getting from this? Avoid AMC for the rest of the month.
Well, you should have known that. It's Fear Fest. It's just horror movies the whole month.
Yeah, they have to stage the AMC building every day this month before they walk in and before they leave. Yeah. So that they can just keep their schedule.
Well, they actually got to come to work this month because any other month they just play Walking Dead all day.
Yeah, well, they're still doing that too. But so number 19 is yet another movie I have never seen. The Descent.
Oh yeah, this one I'm actually like Katrina. I've seen 5 minutes of it, and then I kind of got bored. Like they're going into like a giant cave, right?
It's these girls who go into a cave and they get trapped, and there's creatures that live in this cave. Yeah. Yeah.
See, this movie came out, I guess, soon as the very, very closely to that other movie in Paris they did, where it was like as above, as below, or something like that.
30 Below.
Yeah. No. It was something. The movie title was like as above, something below. But in that movie they go into the catacombs of the Paris cemeteries, underneath the city, and it was really dark, and they have to like survive like the night or whatever. And Descent is them going into like a cave with creatures, right?
Yeah.
So you saw Specs?
I saw it one time.
And how did you like it?
I seen Inebriated, so I don't remember.
Well, he only watched it one time, so it couldn't have been that good.
If you would like to be refreshed on the movie, or you haven't seen it all, you can watch it on Tubi, on Paramount Plus, on YouTube, and on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
So there's your 4 places You can stream it for free.
Descend into madness.
Yes. So number 18 on our list is Crawl.
Oh my God! You know what this reminds me of?
Mm-mm.
Hurricane
Jaws.
Ian.
Well, when I was reading the description, because I had never seen it, I was like, "Oh, this is perfect. It's a hurricane in Florida.
Yeah.
That's what it's about."
I mean-
Is this the one with the gator? Oh,
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
alligators.
In the house.
Yeah.
No,
When they're
thank you.
trapped in the crawl space.
Oh yeah, where are you based, Katrina?
Michigan.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you got out of Louisiana.
Yeah, I did my best, you know.
I mean, yeah, you left a wake in your path, and you left a nice trail all the way up to Michigan. But
I've warned JW not to make me angry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're doing your show this week, apparently. Please, I'm not like wanting to like impede, but because of my fear of you, I'll have started a Kickstarter before we're done tonight. And I would like it if you guys, supported me in my need for rent.
But
That'd be great.
one of the I always like things that are messed up. So
That limits it to everything.
There's a scene at the end of this movie, okay, where her and her father crawl out of the crawl space. And now remember, they're in a hurricane and the girl's hair is not moving. But everything else around them is like blowing all around and her hair is like perfectly still.
Oh yeah.
It's the eye of the hurricane. That's what's going on.
She's standing in the eye, but everything else around them is like
It's a very small eye.
Yeah.
It got so meta. They crawled out of the crawl space during the movie Crawl.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's nowhere else I could take that. I just love that.
The movie should be called Swim, actually.
It's just true.
Well, because the main, like, where it's scary at the end when they're stuck in the crawl space under the house.
Although you did give me good idea, Specs. I think I want to get all the footage for the movie Titanic and just call it Swim and just cut together all the parts where they're swimming throughout the movie.
No,
and just make
it's called Death Cruise.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Or Ghost Ship. Remember Ghost Ship?
Oh, yeah,
Jeez.
Ghost Ship,
Yes.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Ghost Ship was really bad. Like I got to go to the premiere for that movie, and even like Julian Margulies, who was in the movie, like left the theater early before it was over. We all saw her get up in the front row and leave.
So did you watch it at South by Southwest? Or did you watch it like a real theater?
No, it was like at the theater in UCLA by UCLA where they do the premiere. Yeah, it was so bad. Well, anyways, it made me not afraid of my cruise that I was taking the next week.
Then COVID happened.
Yeah, and then I was genuinely afraid.
So number 17 on our 31 Days of Halloween countdown is, hey, that's wrong.
It's Crawl
Sharknado.
Is The Babadook.
I don't know this one.
This one's terrible. It's really scary. I'm not gonna lie to you that this movie actually is scary. But like the character that they've used, the Babadook, is so like overdone in like pop culture that I wasn't actually afraid of the monster. I was more afraid of the chills they set up, like the little bumps and the things
Jump
where you're like
scares.
the jump scares. Yeah, it's around the corner, but it's not.
Yeah.
And if you ever watch the TV show What We Do in the Shadows, the Babadook is really hilarious. Like the idea of it in that TV show. There's only a couple episodes where you see that character, but they always introduce new monsters and stuff for fun. And the Babadook is like really like a gentleman.
Yeah. Yeah, this and along with Crawl is available everywhere. You'd have to pay for it. So there you go. It's not streaming anywhere for free.
Oh,
that I could find. So, we're up to number 16. This. Hey, I'm messed up here somewhere. Oh no, I'm not. That's right. I'm all.
It says
my
16
list,
on it.
I know. My list as it's written is wrong.
Oh.
So I have little arrows going to where they're supposed to be. So yes, it. Now, I know some people liked the new movie and the original movie. I just put both votes together, and I just give it for this one because I don't care what you say. The original one is better than then
To me, it's two. It's three different movies. Really, it's like it's the first one, the second one. Well, the first one and the first remake is
part one.
It's two different feels to it. Because like the first one, like Flash has the little flashback things, and technically Pennywise is a little bit more scarier in the old one than he is in the new one.
I agree.
But the new one is creepier, I guess. It's more creepier stuff than scary. Like the whole bathroom scene with the hair come out the sink. Then like it was, I don't know. It just the first one. The new one is more creepier. The first one more scary. Like the first one has people that's scared of clowns now because of that.
And don't forget, the original one was on broadcast television. It was a mini series, so it wasn't like at movie theaters like the second one was. So, as far as that goes, I think this is our only TV miniseries on the list, and it's still considered like one of some people's scariest movies because of this movie. They do not like clowns.
Tales from the Crypt on there, but they didn't make the list.
Well, Tales from the Crypt is like an anthology of TV's episodes, and they did the two movies that were pretty good actually. I liked the two movies that they did, the Tales from the Crypt films. The It TV series, something about Tim Curry as that clown and his performance. I didn't see it until it was like, I guess, back on TV or whatever. They re-released it for whatever, and I was genuinely scared then, but not like of clowns at all. It was just like the nature of like just seeing a balloon and like falling into water or something, or just getting stuck in a sewer. Like these are just like ideas that I never wanted to have happen in real life, and especially not now. And again, like I agree with Specs. Like the remakes, I don't know. It kind of felt like Goonies to me in a way. Like there were elements of it that were like more adventurous and scary, but definitely creepy. Yeah.
The big thing with us when this came out, I was in high school. I don't remember what grade, but it takes place in Derry, Maine. And I grew up in Derry, Pennsylvania. So.
Oh, I got you. So you guys were extra scared.
Yeah, that was like, and then there's this other thing with keeping with Stephen King stuff in a later movie in our countdown, The Shining, Jack Torrance. Okay, I lived in Torrance. There's a mental institution in Torrance, and I went to school in Derry. So it was like Stephen King lived in my neighborhood or something. I don't know what the heck was going on.
Wow.
Hey, where y'all located? Are people doing the dress up as a clown thing to scare people?
They were, like for a while, yeah.
I think that over here, they did that probably like 6 years ago over here. But now I'm starting to see it start up again. Like I had like a guy dressed as Pennywise come to my job and like scare people in the parking lot. So I think it's starting. Yeah. Oh, and the Jeepers Creepers truck was parked in front of my job too, the week prior to Pennywise. But it's a charity truck for fundraising for cop and military suicide. So they so it's like a hashtag, a PayPal, and cash thing on the side of the Jeepers Creepers truck saying
that sounds disturbing.
Suicide.
But you can see this, or it might be the new one. I don't know because it didn't really specify. But they're on Netflix and
it
HBO
didn't
Max.
Specify.
Yeah, I looked up it, and that's what they give me.
That limits it.
One part. Okay, the new one part is on Netflix. Then both parts is on HBO Max. And I assume the old one's on HBO Max as well.
Katrina, have you seen it?
Nope.
I mean, that's a little forward of you. That's so forward of you, James. Don't you guys?
You've seen it? Not even the TV one.
You should see it.
Okay. Maybe I'll have better luck with 15.
Wow. I feel like I should call the HR department, James. You keep telling her what she should see.
He is the HR department.
You should see it is like the number one creep pickup line if I've ever heard one. Like, hey, as soon as the movie comes out, All those pickup artist douchebags are like, "Hey, baby."
So that's the line I should have used last week when I was at the college bar.
Considering it could mean anything.
You should see it. Have you seen it? You should see it.
Well, you should see it. Did you hear what he said?
Number 15 is Hellraiser.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I didn't think you would have seen this one. It doesn't seem like
I thought this movie was about my little brother before I heard what it was actually about.
It took me 28 years to find out this movie's not called Pinhead.
Do you know he's never called Pinhead in any movies, right?
No.
He's the priest. That's the character's name.
But he's always been Pinhead to the general population.
Because they don't know what to call him.
Yeah.
So he's Pinhead.
Even the costumes though is called Pinhead.
Because that's how many people know that character as Pinhead. But his character's actually, because they never call them names. But in the credits, he's credited as the priest.
Well, that's like the whole Baby Yoda thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Comic-Con, I saw a girl with a booth where she knits sweaters and stuff like that with all the characters on the sweaters and everything. But her pin cushion is Pinhead.
Nice.
And she takes the needles out of a ball.
Priest.
Yeah, the priest.
We just
the
retconned
priest.
it.
He's the priest.
Yeah, we just retconned it.
Yeah. What? No, that's what it's always been. Read the books.
Read.
Wow.
There ain't
you're really into it if you read the books.
Yeah,
They're
Hellraiser
Hellraiser.
don't do that at all. You talking?
Oh, that's what they're based on. They're not called Hellraiser though. But
See,
Clive Barker
more
is
confusion. More confusion.
Yeah, Clive Barker's the best. He just sucks at names.
He's a little crazy, and now he's dead. But
I loved his Master of Illusions. Clive Barker and the Masters of Horror. I got the Clive Barker comic books for the Illusions the series, and that's actually genuinely scary and creepy.
I have tons of his
Lord of the
Hellraiser
Illusions
comics from back in the early 90s when Marvel had Epic Comics where they would do their little bit more
they're darker
stuff. Yeah,
Jim Shooter created Epic Comics so they can do darker Marvel.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's also a comic book show, people. I thought I'd wrap that in there.
It's a comic book show.
Clive Barker's comic books, I had the variant cover. So
I want one of those puzzle boxes.
Oh my god.
So was Epic Comics Black Label?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot more books.
It was short run as far as what they ended up doing with it, but it was intended to be edgier, darker. There was some Epic Comics.
It was more like their Vertigo line.
Yeah, I mean, they still featured some characters that would normally they had a Wolverine thing somewhere in Epic Comics. I remember where he was a little bit darker. And Jim Shooter, when I met him, was mentioning how they were hoping to make characters that you never really got to see sides of them through Epic Comics that were more horrific.
So Blade and Black Widow would have been great.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, those are Morbius in one capacity would have been better.
Well,
I feel like.
Well, what's his name? You said Morbius. That made me think of it. Not Morbius, the vampire guy. What? No,
Mephisto.
Not, you're like my kids. You don't let me finish a thought before you start interrupting me. Not the vampire guy, but the other, that Morpheus. I'm trying to think of the creator who did that book. But he did a lot of stuff for Epic. I can't think of his name. Anyways.
You're right, Specs, by the way. You're right.
But anywho, Hellraiser is a great movie. The first couple were really good.
Hellraiser in Space was awesome. I love Hellraiser in Space. Yeah, that really was what set it up for me. I didn't want to watch the other ones because Hellraiser in Space is such a high bar.
I can't with you right now.
No, the twins getting their head twisted in Hellraiser in Space really messed with me. I was like, okay, that's actually that's an awful way to die.
Okay, so moving on, number 14, The Lost Boys. I don't know if I consider this a horror movie, but everyone else did. That's why it's number 14.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I've seen this movie, and isn't it kind of like The Outsiders?
Yeah, it's like The Outsiders meet vampires.
Yeah, it was the vampire version of that, where they all look like bad 80s, rock stars. They really own the mullet in this movie, and like ear piercings with like crosses hanging down and stuff like that.
Kiefer Sutherland like played his best Billy Idol in this movie.
Exactly. Yeah. But this was like one of the Corey movies.
Yeah.
I really thought like Corey Feldman was coming into his own here. This was like one of like the pinnacle of his career.
Were the Coreys in this one, or is it just? I thought the Coreys both. I think it was just
right. Weren't they both in it?
I think they both were.
Yeah, because I thought they were like friends in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Katrina, please tell me you have seen.
Oh, buddy, what are we gonna do with you? Have you seen Bon Jovi? Any Bon Jovi music videos? Have you ever seen any Bon Jovi music videos?
Probably.
Then you've seen The Lost Boys, except without fangs.
Well, there you go. Hey, I give myself points that I knew it was a vampire movie.
Oh, I forgot to tell you that the Hellraiser, you can watch it for free on Pluto, Tubi, and Amazon Prime. There you go. But if you've never seen The Lost Boys, it's on Paramount Plus. You should go watch it.
Right next to South Park.
It's not a scary movie, Katrina. It's not.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of is if you like the whole premise of watching somebody change into a vampire as far as like the storyline. Because there's other movies that are like that, where you're stuck and you're forced to watch somebody, slowly change into a vampire. Well, that's what this movie is. You know what I mean? And then you have to like deal with the Coreys trying to save their older brother from joining this terrible boy band.
Okay.
Yeah. This vampire boy band. Yeah. I see it as just a more serious Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's true, but featuring the guy from 24.
Yeah.
So, but in this case, he's a vampire, so it's only 12.
He's Billy Idol as a vampire.
Right. Dancing with himself.
Yeah. So,
these are terrible puns.
Yeah. Number 13 on our list, Get Out.
Never seen it.
You've never I'm not going to ask why.
Hey, Get Out. Nah, I'm joking.
I was going to say, I thought you're the one who voted for this, Specs.
I put Get Out on my list.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
I've never seen it.
Well, I know a lot about it, too. Like, I heard about the early drafts of the screenplay for this movie. And, like, Bradley Whitford, who's in it, didn't want to do any films that were, like, character, like, sort of shtick kind of films anymore. But he read the script for this, and he had never conceived like the concept of like the invasion of the body snatchers with racism in a way that would be like this horrific. Like he had never read a script like this before, and so he immediately signed on.
Dang.
I just don't know how the guy from Keenan and Peele went from Keenan and Peele to making horror movies.
Well, I can tell you, it's called The Twilight Zone. I think that's the truth.
Well, the same thing with the My Chemical Romance guy. Like, who would thought he would be a comic book, creator?
Yeah, I didn't even expect that.
Or Richard Rodriguez. He goes from Shark Boy and Lava Girl and Spy Kids to all the other crap he's made.
But he started with Desperado and El Mariachi. He was doing like shoot 'em up action films before Spy Kids. So really? I see the transition.
How did he get Spy Kids then?
Like same character. He plays the same character every time.
Yeah, every time.
Every time, like it's crazy. Like they might as well make him freaking Blue Beetle.
So what else? Get Out was the other part about Get Out that I liked was the nature of it being like this neighborhood that was like the monster in the house kind of thing. Like they talk about like the when it comes to like what sort of horror genres are. One of them is Monster in the House, and they show like in that respect it'd be like Jaws in like this lagoon or whatever. It's kind of like, but here we have like a whole community that is unsuspecting, and so like it genuinely kind of freaked me out a little bit when like they did the camera flash on the guy. I did like the jump scare of like the guy coming out of his shell for a second, and where
it's also so many like rewatch value. Like if you go back and nitpick every little thing, you can like refer back like to the deer, to the stuff on the wall, to little things people say. Like,
oh yeah,
they did a lot with this movie.
And every time they flash I saw this movie a bunch, and every time they flash to his friend, I was like, that's not how TSA acts. They don't do that to your bags. The airport security was scarier in this movie than in real life, genuinely. I think, like...
Yeah, because they killed somebody.
Yeah.
They actually did their job.
You don't get to drive the cart, dude. I don't want you screwing up my luggage.
Yeah.
Did you see this movie, Katrina?
Nope.
That's a different one. That's a different one. Nope is different.
Nope
That's
is another one of his movies.
I've never even heard of this one.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously? Have you heard of Us?
They talked about it for like a year and a half on
TV. I think it was up for Oscars and shit.
What about Us? You seen Us?
No.
I hope she sees Us. We're right here.
Wait. Oh, there you are.
What about Candyman?
So donate to my Kickstarter. And I'm going to buy Katrina all these movies for her to watch.
They probably come in a box set.
Yeah, what the 31 movies that Katrina didn't watch.
Right.
That's what this countdown should be. 31 movies that Katrina's never seen.
You see, this is one of the things that I actually did my homework on. So it's funny to me.
All right. So we're up to number 12 on our list.
Where can we see Get Out if we'd like to see it?
You have to pay it. You have to pay it.
You have to buy it somewhere, huh? Okay.
You have to buy it.
It's available everywhere, but it's unpaid services.
Yeah.
So number 12 is Saw. I love these movies. The first one I actually saw was the third one. My friends took me to see it in the theater for my birthday. And during the first scene, I had to go to the bathroom and throw up. So
what was the first scene in the third one?
When the guy's chained and he has that bomb and he has the chain through his lower jaw.
He's gotta like saw his leg off.
No, I'm talking about the third one, and he has to rip that chain out of his jaw to keep the bomb from going off. But it goes off anyway.
It's like a circle. It's like a circle of.
Yeah, it's like a D-ring thing, and it's in his. Yeah.
See, for me, it was the second Saw when she jumped. When I almost had a puke when she jumped into that pool of syringes. Like that shit messed me up. I'm like, I don't like needles whatsoever.
No, what got me? I don't know which one it was. The guy, he had stick his hand in the little blades, and they go in the acid to pull the thing out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have checked out. I think
Yeah, well, both of his hands, right? He had to stick both of his hands.
Yeah.
Oh God. The other one. What?
Some of these I can just probably manipulate the other person and get free, but it was solo dolo. I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just kill me.
The thing they did to Chester from Linkin Park in that one Saw where he gets stuck to the seat. Oh God. Sorry. This movie wasn't really scary to me. These movies they were just gross.
I think the lore for these movies that what kept these around.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like until this year, they've always been on AMC during these, countdown, like their Fear Fest, and of course then it's edited for TV, and that's when I actually sat down and watched them all.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's a really good storyline. Like they're good movies if they just aren't so overly disgusting.
Well, did you see the most recent one, Spiral, with Chris Rock?
No.
Yes.
No.
They're doing a TV show based on that one too.
No, I haven't seen it either. I was wondering if it was decent.
It's on par to the most recent ones.
What?
I like that you play with your mustache when you said it. It's like I'm talking about like old timey cream soda and shit. And he's telling me what it was like, you know.
Well, if you want to think about that movie, they're not making a sequel of it. They're bringing back the Saw movies. So like,
But they're making a TV show based on the Spiral stuff. So,
Hey, is it okay if I smoke weed on camera?
well, you could not say it was. Well, you're in California, so it don't matter.
yeah,
I'm just
you could
checking
have
it
not
out.
said weed. Like you could just like lit up and it would have been fine.
I want to respect our guests.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Yeah, it's
All right, cool.
You could have said it's opium.
Yeah.
No. I want to remove the stigma. See, marijuana just got they just pardoned all the federal weed people, and I think they should pardon all the local and state level people.
They pardon everybody, but you know anybody got out of jail yet?
Well, I mean, they're working on it. I hope I hear those stories. Like, because to me, they should treat weed less than they treat alcohol. Like to me, it's so much more dangerous to drink alcohol.
Yeah, like
you never heard of a bad Budweiser deal go wrong.
Yeah, you never hear of a bad Budweiser deal gone wrong. I mean, shit, maybe the Bud Lemon Seltzer Pumpkin Spice deal, but otherwise, you don't know about bad. Katrina's like, I tried the Pumpkin Spice Budweiser.
That'd probably be the only way you get me to try Budweiser.
This holiday season, the Comic Book Geek Podcast is sponsored by Budweiser Pumpkin Spice.
You know,
and
Budweiser,
AMC.
You know, Budweiser goes makes people want to kill people. If he watches a Dahmer movie, that's all he drank was Budweiser.
Well, it
perfect for this episode.
You want to eat people, so that's.
If Budweiser made me it's not.
That's debatable.
Sauce.
What's debatable?
You get to kill somebody first to eat them. You see movies all the time where they just like cut their leg off and cook it, and they're still alive.
Well, he left him
the guy with the zombie avatar over here.
He preserved.
Well, there's my leg. See, that's what happened to it. It ended up.
Oh yeah, we get it. I mean, bath salts was what made it, a bunch of people zombies at one point, and I think those people were alive. Mentally, yeah.
You can find Saw on Peacock.
At Home Depot.
Streaming.
Menards.
Lowe's. I'm not Home Depot.
Hey, Jan, you watched all of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
except for the recent one.
Every one of them.
Is Jigsaw in all of them?
No, actual saw blade, like some kind of saw.
I've never really paid attention because the name isn't because of a saw; it's because the character is named Jigsaw.
Yeah, but I thought it was like a point that they placed the saw. But I think they stopped that trend though. I was going to see when they stopped the trend.
I've never really paid attention.
Now you got to watch them all over again. And where can we find them?
On Peacock.
There you go.
And if you have Xfinity, you get Peacock Premium for free. Just so you know.
Didn't even know there was a Peacock Premium.
Dude, I recommend the DirecTV setup because their apps allow you free access to all the DirecTV little shows. So if you like Comedy Central or Sci-Fi or a lot of those shows, the DirecTV, and then it hooks you up with like basic nonsense if you wanted to listen to news channels and crap. Also sponsoring the Comic Book Geeks podcast.
And then our final movie for this evening, before we get into the top 10 next week, is Jonathan leaving
again
because we're getting ready to reveal his number one movie.
It's too much pressure.
It's his number one movie. It ranks 11 on the list. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master.
Now, how come you put this on here twice, but not the other ones?
I didn't. He voted this number one, so it got. He's the only person who voted for this movie.
No, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is different than Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I mean, sorry, it's kind of like if somebody had said they liked Jason Takes Manhattan versus the very first Friday the 13th movie. See, the Friday the 13th first one doesn't have Jason as the killer, right? So I always get into that argument going, you know what? I'll let you have that. Like if that's your favorite.
So that's the same argument with It then. Once
Yeah,
the movie
well-
was finished,
Well, no, but it was always the clown. I mean, the first one was his mom, so it's like
if they made it 2, then that would be different than it.
it's
But they
part
didn't.
2.
is my point.
But
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
James
same-
gets it. It's the same killer.
It's the same. They just took a miniseries and broke it up into 2 movies.
But Nightmare on Elm Street 4
It's a totally different movie.
than Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, yeah. I mean, but so in the fourth one, they had this.
I need Jason X in this list then.
All right, you kind of have that one. Jason in space. That's like having Leprechaun in space or Hellraiser in space. Jason X is just Jason in space.
Yeah, it's no
like
Jason
Jason
1, Jason 2. It's straight Jason 10.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about Nightmare on Elm Street 4, because it is the one that's at the top of my list, was when I was a kid, this is the very first horror film that I ever saw. And it stayed with me. And it wasn't so much, like I've said, Freddy Krueger, because I've seen versions. Like, to me, Freddy Krueger is actually in some ways similar to like Deadpool, where he's killing people while saying quick quips, and it's kind of funny to hear the things that he says. But like the environment that Freddy puts you in, the little girls playing double dutch, saying that crazy little poem, and like in this one, all of her friends, she has to take like a little like piece of their clothing to like fight Freddy at the end. And one of her friends is like a bodybuilder, and like in her dream where Freddy kills her, her fear is cockroaches. And I literally had never thought of cockroaches as something scary because you would just step on them until I saw this.
You've never been in a house that's been infested then.
Well, I saw this movie, and he turns her into a cockroach, where he breaks her arms while she's doing like weightlifting, and out of the center of her elbow comes the little feelers of the cockroach, and like she just slowly, it creeped me out. I was grossed out. I was a little kid. I had nightmares after that. But then like the ending of the movie where she like used a piece of all of her friends' clothing to fight Freddy kind of made me go back to school and be like, everybody, we need to share each other's clothing so we can keep each other strong when we're not near each other, guys. I'm telling you, man, you wouldn't.
As a mother, that's horrifying. That's all I can think is childhood diseases and headlights. And
yeah, and COVID.
Right.
Is it the fourth one, or maybe it's not the one when she goes to the movie theater?
I think that's the fifth one. The fifth one is the fifth one is the Dream Child.
Yeah.
So
I just remember me and my brother went to see that for my birthday, and we had this little theater near our house where we growing up, and so we go in to watch this movie. And there's that scene where she's in the theater, like all by herself, and there was like 2 people, like way in the back, and me and my brother were the only 2 people in this little theater watching this movie. And that scene comes on, you're like, "This is messed up, man."
Well, this movie horrified me, which is why it's number 1. And
number 11 on our list, but number 1 in your heart.
Yeah, and for a long time, like my family, even after I was like older, we'd do like movie marathons for the holidays, and every now and then they'd want to do a Nightmare on Elm Street movie marathon, and I'd want to skip this one because it's just so frightening to me. Until Wes Craven's New Nightmare came out, which gave me a whole different idea of why Freddy was scary, And honestly, if you watch like Neil Gaiman's like The Sandman or whatever, the premise of like how out of control. I just needed to say this since this is where we're at in the show. The premise of how out of control our unconscious minds are when we go to sleep. Last week on was it Monday night before I got on my plane?
You told me about this.
Yeah, this absolutely happened, and it was so wild because I usually have dreams where like I'm looking at myself from the outside and I can kind of know that it's a dream. In this one, it was like a POV. And I literally started like feeling myself like rise up off the ground. It was like coming from like the center of my being. It felt so vivid and real. And it was like one of those things like that movie Chronicle. I don't know if you guys remember that movie Chronicle, where like the kid touched something and suddenly he was like telekinesis. It was really happening. But there was James and Specs with me also. It was really funny. Specs couldn't quite stop himself from running into stuff, but we were so strong that like he would crush it in advance. So he ran into like a van. Yeah, basically. Yeah. And like, but you were able, like the van that I saw you run into had your dent in advance before you hit it. So it didn't really hurt you. And I remember one of you guys went into like a burning building and saved kids with your mind. It's like you push the fire down with one hand while you save the kids with the other, and I could literally feel my hand go out and like a can would come to my hand. It was so wild. It was great. I was so happy because I had like don't go to bed angry unless you're guaranteed a dream you feel like you're flying with your friends.
And I had powers like Mr. Fantastic, but it was my mustache that would grow.
That makes sense. Well, it's kind of like the Immortal or Inhuman. You're the Inhuman chick, but with your mustache.
Hey,
with my
I don't know if you
mustache,
watch anime, but it's an anime character. It's called Bo.
Bo.
Yeah, fights with his mustache. No, nose hair.
What?
Nose
Oh, no, the guy from My Hero Academy, like the loud American guy with the mustache.
Mr. Microphone.
Yeah.
Speaking of dreams, so I'm unaware of this, but I heard it from multiple people. Do y'all dream in color or black and white?
Oh,
I mean,
color.
I dream in color.
Yeah. See, I was told that most people they dream in black and white. That's like that's weird.
Yeah, that seems weird.
Yeah.
I don't recall a dream in black and white.
Yeah.
Do you ever have a dream? Do you ever have a dream that you're not in?
Yeah, I died in my dream plenty of times, and my dream keeps going.
I've had a dream that it was like a movie that I wasn't in it. It had Freddie Prinze Jr. and a bunch of other people in it. And I got up and I was like, I need to write this down before I forget it. Like,
and she's all like that. Is that how that movie happened?
No, it was like a sci-fi movie. More like
was it Scooby-Doo?
No. Is that the only thing you think of Freddie Prinze Jr. was in?
I'm sorry. It's either that or that one horrible. What was the name of that video game movie that he did that ruined his career?
Before Scooby-Doo saved it?
No, it was after Scooby-Doo, and it was like the one movie he did that was like, oh yeah, Wing Commander.
Never heard of it.
Freddie Prinze Jr.'s last movie in theaters where he was the lead was Wing Commander. Because it was just so bad. Like, that's what happens to a lot of these guys. Like, they do a movie that it bombs so hard that it takes forever for them to get back on their feet.
Well,
like Batman,
the thing is,
Batman and Robin.
Doing other stuff. Do you know what he's been doing? Well, till just recently, he was a head writer. He was a head writer in the WWE.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
that explains a lot.
He's starting his own wrestling company. Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about his dad was a wrestler, right? Freddie Prinze was a wrestler and a comedian.
Well, he was a comedian and an
actor. He was a comedian. Well, and he got killed by the Manson family.
I don't know how he died, but yeah. But anyways, this was so you got to tune in next week to get numbers 5 through 10 or 10 through 5, depending on how you want to say it. We're into the top 10. I think we have some good movies coming up. I think I've seen most of these movies that are left. Yeah, and I guarantee you, there's none on this list that Katrina has seen.
I made it through all 31. Yes.
Now this means for next year.
Wait, what's your favorite horror then, Katrina? Because you're our guest.
I don't really do horror, obviously. Probably the closest thing to horror would be like Repo the Genetic Opera.
I've never heard of that. See, I'm sure I've never seen that.
You've never heard of
Repo the Genetic Opera?
Yeah,
I just found out that I was pronouncing Cthulhu wrong. So
no.
Yeah, he was pronouncing it
Cthulhu.
I don't even know how you're saying.
I kept saying Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
And it's not. It's not Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
It is Cthulhu, no?
No, it's Cthulhu.
Yeah, see, it's Cthulhu, which kind of feels like a great opportunity for Hulu to do some marketing.
Right.
And get your comic books out there on its own TV series. Where like Cthulhu takes over Hulu and all the other shows for like 1 week.
Cthulhu Plus.
Cthulhu invades Hulu.
Cthulhu Plus.
Cthulhu presents. I don't know what's the Hulu show. Solar Opposites. Cthulhu. Yeah.
Well, moving on because that took a lot longer than I expected. But anyways,
Wait,
Katrina's
I still
here
don't know what
first.
that movie is that Katrina was saying.
Google it.
Repo, the genetic opera.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll look at it later.
Repo the Genetic Opera. It's a musical kind of thing.
It's like a horror musical kind of thing.
Yeah, see? It's like a musical horror kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You
Is
should.
the Little
It's
Shop
good.
of Horror? Is Little Shop of Horrors a horror film in your guys' opinion?
No, I think it's a musical comedy
Yeah.
that just happens to have a giant man-eating plant.
Man-eating plant in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like the Toxic Avenger. Or any of those
Kinda.
Tromaville. Like
Okay,
those
so you
Tromaville
guys
movies.
don't think the Garbage Pail Kids are scary? Because the Garbage Pail Kids movie, remember that movie?
No.
You know what's scary about it? That they made the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
That movie
that's
scared
fair.
me a
I
little
didn't
bit.
realize they made one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. It's a live action Garbage Pail Kids. It's not an animation. Live action Garbage Pail Kids movie, and there's something scary about it. Sorry, I lost James.
Oh no.
I didn't mean to do that.
Chased him right away.
I thought your movie was a good transition. The one that says it's your favorite horror movie. It's talking about Junkyard Joe because there's some like similarity in the names a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Really? There is?
Cricket.
I'm sorry. I had a little bit of a coughing fit there, and I didn't want to be on the screen.
My turn.
It's okay. We can't catch Corona through the screen.
That's some lawnmower man shit.
At least not that you know of. Maybe I have that new COVID.
Oh,
COVID Omega.
the computer
You just
virus.
keep it over there. I
Yeah,
do
it's
not
a
have time to use
computer.
it.
It's computer aided.
It's a computer
COVID.
virus.
Yeah,
computer
the
virus.
techno virus called COVID.
Yeah,
COVID
exactly.
Pi is only affecting 3.14% of the population. So,
Nice.
0110.
But anywho, in case you didn't know, Katrina has a book on Kickstarter right now.
I do.
It's about killer cats.
killer cats,
right?
right? From Florida.
Cats that kill people
my
in
God.
Florida. They're on bath salts. No.
Yeah.
Killer
are they,
cats from
are they
outer
super
space.
intelligent?
Some
I
of them.
think so. The one rides
Yeah.
like an e-bike. The other one is like Spider-Man. Another one like does all kinds of crap. I don't even know. There's so many crazy-
Another one is trying to be voted in as president.
Yeah, he's running for president. I bet
We
you
have
know
we
a
have
cat.
we have a chef cat, baseball playing cats.
You have one cat that's trying to send other cats from another state that are running away from cat communism and sending them to Martha's Vineyard's cat box, litter box.
I do not yet.
Okay.
That's in the next book.
That's volume 3.
Yeah, just let the other residents know that he's using their catnip money for things other than hurricane prevention.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for the story where Rocky fights Apollo Creed.
Is there a cat version of that?
She has a character named Rocky, a cat named Rocky.
Oh, okay.
And I told her in the second book she had to make a second story where he fought Apollo Creed. You know,
Oh, I get it. APAW. Yeah, Apollo Creed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cute. I can see that, like a calico
she made him,
cat.
She made him the bike rider,
Start an e-bike
biker,
gang.
an e-bike gang.
I like that. It's a silent gang.
You hear him coming.
Yeah, that's his niche spot, get his scientists together.
So
You never hear him coming, just the grass moving.
the name of the book is COBALT'S Castaway.
Yes.
The cover artist did an amazing job, even though the
Fabulous. Graphic designer.
The graphic designer put the wrong cover on the Kickstarter.
He did.
See, now Jonathan doesn't even want to talk
He's
about
like,
it.
I don't want to hear about it.
I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, I heard.
So upsetting.
That was good.
This is like-
I love these jokes.
So
How's the Kickstarter going?
we
It's
just
good.
funded today.
We funded today, yeah.
with
And we have
16
days
to go.
left.
No, that's good.
Oh, what does that mean then? Do they cut you off now or let you keep going?
No, you keep going.
Yeah, stretch goals now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we keep going, and we've got stretch goals, we've got bookmarks and stickers and prints that as we hit each financial goal,
Right.
those are unlocked. Uh, in fact,
And
I got to
if
go
you
in tonight and update because we have unlocked. We have over 40 backers now. Every backer gets a free digital copy of Russell Nolte's, I believe, one and only children's book he ever wrote.
Nice.
Yep.
there we go.
So do you
we're
have to
And-
create
and-
new prizes now that it's at this point?
No,
we did it in advance.
Oh, okay.
So where do we have to get before we get this awesome print I'm going to show everybody?
1,500.
1,500. So it means we have to get $500 more
Yep.
in the next 16 days. Now I just got to find it. Give me a second.
Well, Specs is a TikTok star. This shouldn't be that hard. Like you got some of that.
Not yet. I'm 1,400 from getting paid. So
Oh, all right.
Oh, so we
I'm
need to get
rooting
Specs.
for both of you guys. I have no credits. I wish I had something valuable. Like if I was still like playing Farmville from back in the day, by now
Right.
I think I could sell that on Craigslist.
Yes.
you can play Farmville on TikTok and get live and get followers. Like people watch anything on there. It's
There you
Oh
go.
my god, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that'd be like the most boring live stream. I feel like, you know what I mean?
no
Like, I know they've got-
people go live and they go live and go to sleep. It's called sleep watch.
Oh,
Yes.
so that'd be
I've
cool,
seen
like an ASMR thing. I could do that.
You
God,
literally
I'm
just
growing
lay
my
down and
beets
go to
over
sleep
here.
with the camera on you. That's all you need to do.
I mean, that's some. What was that movie with Jim Carrey? That Truman Show.
Yeah. But
I'm surprised they
anyways,
haven't made that.
I'm going to show you now the print. If we can get to $1,500 on this, there's an awesome print you get. And where did I move it to? Oh, I hit the wrong button. They changed some of the stuff down here.
Yeah,
So it's
now
like-
it says present.
Yeah, and I'm like, what?
Fancy.
Katrina,
Yeah.
did you get your avatar?
I did. I had to go to Discord.
Oh, so can you turn off your cam? What does it look like? If you don't mind me asking.
A great background.
Oh, that's cool.
See, I'm not as good. So it's just
I mean,
Oh,
oh, but it's just a white mask you have for yours anyway. You can update yours, right?
when I do it,
anywho.
it doesn't stay. I guess I had to do it on a computer for it to stay. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, because you're using your computer.
there it is.
Now I can't see where I'm at.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
that is the print
so-
that everyone will get if we get to $1,500.
Yes. It
I mean,
is
I'm
Spider
definitely
Cat.
relating to the cat in the beige striped cat.
Yeah, it's just like what the hell?
Yeah,
What
I
is
get that.
cat? Yeah.
They're like, I don't. Oh yeah.
What is this? So, if we can get to $1,500 within the next 16 days, everybody will get this print
Yep.
of Spider Cat and Jonathan Cat looking like, what the?
I'm trying to help hype it up, so I would do like the Beastie Boys thing. So, as you're saying the words, I'll just say them with you. You know what I mean?
What the?
What?
What?
I got it. Which way is it? What the?
What? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
At $12.50, everybody gets the bookmark that.
Oh,
Uh,
yes. I
JW
did a
designed.
bookmark too.
Yep.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I have that too on there. I just got to open that page so I can find it.
Or you could just open the campaign page and it's all there.
That's
So besides
true.
your name, what inspired this story for you, Kat? I mean, like there's so many cat stories. Let's be real. Why is this one unique?
You know what? I think because these are actually based on all real cats.
Oh, okay.
They're based on my cats that I have, and they're actually based on cats that live in feral cat colonies down in Florida. I happen to know a feeder down there.
Look, we have two
Oh my
specs.
Whoa,
Specs
whoa.
in stereo.
We had
That
the
was
clone specs on for a second.
No, we had instead of
that was
blue
corn.
red.
That was corn. It's corn.
It's corn. I thought it was like a blue red Superman moment.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
so I know a feeder down there who streams on Twitch, and Twitch chat names all the cats, and
Oh,
so these
great.
are all actually real cats.
Do
And
they also give the powers? Do they help you write the story?
I try to base them kind of on the cat's personalities a little bit.
Okay.
But also the feeder's girlfriend, the two of them together actually have a cat rescue now, where they're taking kittens and stuff off the streets and socializing them, making sure they're healthy, and then adopting them out. And she's actually also the interior artist on my book.
So they have a constant stream of characters. You can get a cat community changing all the time.
Yes.
Just based on what's coming through their doors.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's really actually pretty exciting if you think about it.
I'm going to show everybody the Kickstarter. So
Okay.
I'm glad that sentence ended with Kickstarter, not the word it.
Yes, please.
Well, you don't want to see it? I mean, I'll show you it. What?
Yep.
Whatever you're into, boss. I mean, I'm here to support.
All right. So let's work our way through this.
All right. So this
COBALT'S Castaway, short stories about cats for kids.
Although big kids count too.
I want you to write a book about kids for cats.
Well, that's the debate.
There's about kids for cats.
But kids for cats is kind of like Han Solo for Chewie. You see, because Chewie outlives Han Solo, so isn't that making the human the pet?
Well, Chewie was always older than Han Solo, so I assume, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
If Disney, I don't know how we got on this tangent, but if Disney actually used the real story, Chewbacca should have killed himself because he failed his goal. Because Han saves him from being a slave, so he gives him a life debt. So he let Han die, so he should have to kill himself.
Yeah, nobody wants to see Lobaka either, so that's what happened.
Okay, so as we said, we're 16 days to go.
Yep.
We're right at our goal. So
yep, exactly on it.
So we need some more backers to get this pushed over, so we can stay funded.
Now, to be clear, you find the kids that match with the cats. You don't just literally give some kid a box on the street and they open it up and a cat sprung up on them. You know what I mean?
No. The cats are going through the rescue. Actually, a lot of them are going up on Pet Finder and things like that, and doing adoption events, and they're not just randomly handing out cats to people.
I mean, that's my jackass version of it. I mean, I'd be all twisted about it and be at the PTA meeting, and be like, "Here, parents, we'll watch
your kids, but you have to take a kitten home with you."
Yeah, exactly. Give them coupons. If you babysit this cat equal hours to how long you need it. To me, it would be better to help the cats get the kind of respect that the kids get. And maybe even the parents would be more relieved to take care of the cats since they know how much of a pain in the ass it is to take care of their kids.
The cats clean themselves.
Yeah,
they wipe their own butt. They wipe their own butt.
Yeah. They pretty much stay in the box. I mean, some kids really have problems. Outside some cats got problems
too now.
That's true. But the cat toys are way less expensive. Can we all agree with that?
Well, see, did you ever have did your cat ever get a hold of one of those rings off the milk carton?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's a toy for days until it goes
I have a cat who plays.
Until it goes under the fridge or something.
Oh, Specs is a dog guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Specs.
Well, yeah, no, we used to give our cats pogs, the slammers, and they would just play back and forth. We had a cat named Gretzky, and they would just play with the little pog slammers, It was great.
I assume that was the LA Kings Gretzky and not the Edmonton Oilers Gretzky.
Definitely the LA Kings Gretzky. Yeah, and he had huge nostrils, so we called him Patrick Ewing Gretzky. That's not offensive at all, except for people with big nostrils, But we had these funny cat and animal names. So we had a dog named Shaq. I mean, it's all LA.
When he played with the Lakers, right?
It was a blonde Labrador with a purple collar. So it was We had another dog named Dodger. We had blue collar for that, and we had a dog named Kingsley because he was black and white for a while. But Kingsley,
Well,
like
who's he
similar,
play for?
More Magic.
he's just the Kings.
And now you have Mookie.
Yeah, Mookie Betts. Back to like the Dodger thing, because we were gonna name him Kobe, but Dodgers what was it? Dodgers' mom's name is Kobe, I guess. And then we already had Shaq, so we just decided to move on to like Dodger players. So we went with Mookie.
No Blakes, no Griffins.
We were not a Clippers family. I hate to say it like that. Like we were this close to being a Clippers family. If who was it?
Chris Paul.
If Chris Paul, like we were like trying really hard when Chris Paul went to the Clippers instead of the Lakers, because we were just so fucking pissed off, excuse my language, at that asshole who owned another team and was also like the head of the NBA or whatever, that he made this terrible decision because he thought the Lakers were going to be too powerful, some bullshit. And so Chris Paul wasn't allowed to play for the Lakers. And so we tried like the first couple of weeks to be like a Clippers family, but it didn't feel right rooting against Kobe. It just didn't feel right at all. So we were like more pissed off. Was it Stern for making that dick decision?
Yeah,
like,
Stern.
can you imagine anywhere ever like being allowed to like do that and like having it like work out? Like, we're sorry, we're not gonna let you have Derek Jeter, and I'm with the Dodgers. I'm working over here, and we're just deciding because we happen to also be the league manager. You can't have Derek Jeter. You're not pissed off New York would be.
But anyway,
so that's what happened to us. I was so looking forward to Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant. I'm done with it.
Well, now you got LeBron, so hey.
Well, and LeBron's a beast. Like, LeBron is another animal. Like, his whole thing. And now that Anthony Davis is healthy, we're actually like, and like the whole LA is on fire between the Dodgers and except for last night, and the Lakers. Hopefully, we keep making. I just hope everybody stays cool. LA is like the last place you want to like get crazy. I hope, unless you're a celebrity, don't come here. It's bad for you.
All right, so back to Cobalt's Castaways. We got a little castaway there. We're bringing it back.
A little.
Thanks, Wilson.
So it says, Are you on the internet? Do you like cats? How about stories about cats? It should say, how about stories about cats on the internet?
Cats on the internet.
Because you said, are you on the internet? Do you like cats?
Like the Lawnmower Man cat? Like the Lawnmower Cat? That's a cat on the internet.
So we have a little bit about some of the characters. There's Mac, the kitchen kitty.
Yep. Every book, every cat book that I do, he has a story in there where he teaches kids a new recipe.
And so this one is Rice Krispie treats without getting covered in fluff.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's genius.
Yep. This one is Rice Krispie treats. Last book was potato chip cookies.
I want to get copies of these books. So.
Well, you could go on Kickstarter right now and back
This is the perfect time to go to Kickstarter and back it.
Yeah, this seems like I didn't mean to make it set up like that, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it is because these books will eventually hit Amazon, but it will be at least by 6 to 8 months. So if you don't want to wait that long, this is the way to do it.
Is there a reason for the wait?
I don't want the Kickstarter people to feel like they're, being gypped.
Yeah, like, oh, I give money and I could have just
I could have just waited and gotten it off of Amazon.
Like everybody else.
But yeah, so
you
it's
keep
really
the exclusivity.
It's exclusivity, and it's just to make it fair for the backers.
Yes. And then we have Rocky, who loves his new e-bike.
I'm not sure why it says Racing League. Let's start a Racing League.
Are there story arcs? So what's the story arc for all the cats?
Most of the cats are in just individual one-shot stories. But there are some characters that make an appearance, like Rocky was in both books. Mac was in both books. I I'm sure there's some other ones that that are in both books that I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Pootis.
Yeah.
What is
Pootis
Pootis?
Pootis is new to this one.
Is it the president of the? What is Pootis?
Pootis just got elected mayor.
Gotcha.
But then
Okay, that works.
then he sets his sight on the White House. And can he convince everybody to vote for him?
Because he wants to be the first cat.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yep.
Is he snotty or some sort of like funny cat? I think
he is an orange cat who looks kind of old and a little bit scraggly.
hilarious. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
He's like Mr. Garrison.
Yeah.
And here, which you can't really see them there, but those are the covers to the 2 books.
Yeah, with the wrong
first
cover.
one's Apo's Army.
The variant cover.
Yeah, we're gonna call it the variant cover.
The one that's not finished. It's just the base color for every cat.
I know it was so good that Eric didn't even realize he had the wrong file.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but
and this one's even missing a cat.
It is missing a cat. I know. Oh.
That's a different story.
Yeah, but you can get both Apo's Army, which is the first book of the cat series, and Cobalt's Castaways together. It is $20 for the 2 books. There's a reward tier for that.
Nice.
Yep, you can get just the single book. You can get them in ebook or print versions.
Yeah, and whoever did that cover did a really good job to match it to the
matching the style and everything. Yeah.
Was that you, James?
And the font, because the artist had no idea what font the other person used.
Though had he asked, we probably could have found out.
That's all right. I think the artist, did a pretty good job.
He did a good job. I love this cover.
And I think if I'm not mistaken, when the artist was working on it, they had brought up the idea of doing it blue.
Yep.
And you were not sure if the blue
I wasn't, because I guess when I thought all blue, I didn't think of the different shades and tones of blue. I just thought blue.
Does that change the character at all?
No. I mean, I think it actually does a really good job with the cobalt, being a shade of blue. It ties in really well.
So it's not like a Bizarro version of the cat.
No.
The artist just took the title of the name, the name of the title,
Cobalt,
and worked it into the actual cover art.
Yep.
I like it. Have you seen The Expanse? Have you ever seen that TV show?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
All the aliens are cobalt blue or whatever. So you could do like an alien cat.
I could do an alien cat. I don't have an astronaut cat yet. So that's the 2 books, and then we have the book with the very first pin I've ever done. This is smudge.
Oh, cool!
This is smudge in pin form.
I love it. How much are the pins?
The pins are, you get a book with the pin is $20.
$20. That's the one that I've selected on.
But if you want to get, like, say you want to get the 2 books, but you still want the pin, I have the pin available as an add-on.
Nice.
So you can really get a combination of anything you see here.
Yes.
That's adorable.
And then our largest tier is actually to have a custom story written in. So if you have a pet that you want a story written about and put it in the book, that's what that tier is for.
Now, would you ask them to send you a video of the cat so you can kind of see their personality?
I asked for pictures and like a name, give me an idea of the personality, and maybe a couple pictures of the cat.
So you have 9 of those.
I have 9 of those available. I've had one person back to that tier. So I have 9 available left of that particular tier.
9 lives, people. You have 9 lives left.
9 lives.
Now,
there you go.
Isn't it true that in the last book that one of the custom stories was not about a cat?
It's true. In the last book, one of the custom stories was actually about a dog. And Travis asked if I would do one about a kangaroo, and I said sure. So I'm not limiting it to cats. It can be apparently.
Okay, so would you change the name then?
No.
I guess that works.
No.
Cobalt's Castaways is pretty universal, huh?
Right. And what I do is I put what I call a bonus section in the back of the book that'll say like exclusive Kickstarter stories, and then put
So
them
those
all
won't be a
behind that.
part of the
See-
Amazon.
See what you're missing is it's a kangaroo, but it identifies as a cat.
There you go. There you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I like that. Would you ever let Cthulhu cameo in your cat
You know what?
escapade?
I've worked on Cthulhu books, so
Catastrophe.
Yes.
sure, why not? You know,
Yeah.
Cobalt's Castaways featuring Cthulhu.
featuring Cthulhu.
Cthulhu's Castaways.
That would
Cthulhu's
probably do
Castaways.
really well.
It'll be a catastrophe.
Because Cthulhu does
Cthulhu.
really well on Kickstarter, so maybe that's what I should rename the book.
All the cats have like the Cthulhu,
The
yeah, they're all
tentacle.
green, shades of green.
I always love that when they do like a variant like version of like the title theme for like a TV show. When like Hydra took over Shield or whatever, they like let them like change the intro or something like that. You
Mhm.
know.
Yes.
So you'd have that happen with the cast, but it's Cthulhu. You know, just have like this, but adorable dark version of it, really, because you get to encourage the younger audiences to open their mind to horrible, horrible creatures from the deep.
And this I actually need to change because we've actually unlocked this first stretch goal.
Congratulations!
Which was 40 backers. And for those who know Russell Nolte, this is actually a children's book that he wrote.
The Little Bird and the Little Worm.
And the Little Worm. So everybody now who backs will get a digital copy of that book.
Is that a horror story for the worm?
I don't think so. But I don't know. It could be an early bird gets the worm kind of thing. And
it's always horrible for the worm. Nobody talks about like anybody that likes worms.
So, if it's the Busy World of Richard Scarry, that's only the worm that ever made it.
Wait, say it again.
The Busy World of Richard Scarry. You
Yeah.
remember
that?
Yeah.
Well, the Beetlejuice worm kind of made it. If you think about it.
The sandworm.
The sandworm. Yeah.
Yeah, we just watched Beetlejuice the other night.
That is not a horror movie.
I didn't say
Katrina.
it was. Didn't say
it's
it was.
It's not a Halloween movie, Katrina.
It's a romantic comedy.
It is a romantic comedy.
It's a dark, gothic, romantic comedy.
Oh, well.
With funny scene where he makes the parents dance and sing while they're eating spaghetti.
I think they should.
Or something.
Side note, because they didn't release, what was it, Batwoman? They didn't release Batwoman, right? Yes. And like Michael Keaton actually had a pretty big role in it, being Batman of sorts. I think they should throw.
That was the Flash.
Well, both of them were in it.
Batgirl, yeah.
No, I thought that was Robert Pattinson.
Nope.
No, it was Michael Keaton.
Because the commissioner is her dad.
Yeah, but it's Michael Keaton that's in that.
There's footage of him in the bat costume and like this was Brendan Fraser as Firefly, right?
I don't remember who was Firefly.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying they should throw Michael Keaton the bone and let him do Beetlejuice too. You know?
Yeah, there you go.
You know he'd make so much money off of that. We'd all, if it was done well, because nobody wants a shitty Beetlejuice too.
Right.
But if it was done well, you know, I think it'd be really a good thing for him.
They can give it Jared Leto.
Wait, Beetlejuice? Or the next 30 Seconds to Mars record? I mean.
Anyway.
All right, so there are other backer goals. If we hit 50, never mind unlocks.
And that's only 7 away.
That's only 7 away. And then if we hit 75, Center Ice.
What's Nevermind?
I'm not really familiar with the book.
Is it a children's book based around the Nirvana record?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's about Duke the Deaf Dog.
There you
American Sign Language series.
Yep. There you go.
So, if it's sign language, how do you?
Never mind, man. Never mind,
dude.
You gotta make it a thing.
And then at 70, let's see, 75 backers, we unlock Center Ice, which is a comic that I happen to have worked on.
What's it about?
It's actually a charity comic that we have done about a boy with brain cancer. Yeah, brain cancer, who goes to a hockey game and ends up fighting the big bad guy at the hockey game. Turns into a superhero.
Oh, the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Yeah,
sorry?
Mighty Ducks meets Thor: Love and Thunder.
There you go.
So then we have at 100 backers
100 backers. This print
the print
that I
that
keep
shall
trying to-
never.
Oh my
shall never be
god,
produced. This is
that's
the
so cute.
This is the third campaign we have tried to give away this print. We just never get to 100 backers.
That's adorable.
This is Mittens with the Penguins. It's actually based on one of the stories in Tales from the Toy Store, which is one of
Hey, I
my
got that book.
which was my first book.
I got that book.
Do you?
Yeah,
Well, that's awesome.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
and then we go in,
Mittens.
then we go into the financial tiers. This is the front of the bookmark
Bookmark
at
that
12
same
at
cover
12.50.
artist did.
That the same cover artist did, and then that same cover artist did our Spider Cat print.
Yep.
At 1500, at 1750, we unlocked the first sticker set. This is a sample of
It
one
says
of the
sticker
stickers.
set. How many
It says
stickers
set.
are in this set?
I have 6
Is that the
stickers
book
in this set.
specs that you're holding up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
that's
we get can we get a CGC confirmation from the creator?
that is actually my book.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. I was
Yeah,
going to make
is
specs
it-
full screen. I just got to figure out how to do it. I think it's like that. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually
That's Return to the
Return-
Toy Store.
That's Return to the Toy Store, which was actually like my third book, but the second book in that series.
Wow, look at you. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
this is her 4th children's book.
This My fourth
These are
children's book.
great.
Yeah, and look at
I did that print too.
you did that print. Yeah,
That Rocky print. Yeah.
Oh my god, you specs, that's an original. You should get it autographed.
It is.
it is. Yeah, I just assumed everybody wanted my signature, so I signed all the books.
I mean,
Even
that's definitely that's definitely very enlightening of you because it's probably true. I'll buy a
Yeah.
series at some point.
Yeah, but a sticker, the sticker sets I have 6 stickers in them.
Are they the different cats? What are the stickers?
They are all different ones. This is the sample. This is one of the cats. This is Smudge. But we have 5 other stickers in that same set. And then this is a print done by Martha Schwartz of Mac actually making Rice Krispie treats.
Oh, that's great.
And then this is the mysterious sticker set number 2.
Mm.
Oh, it's a bookmark of your face.
No,
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
it doesn't
'cause-
actually. It's.
Because I see the team.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
That was
cool.
a-
work
that was a
in
rolling the clerks.
progress. I don't know.
There's another sticker set that somebody's working on, and it's been a surprise. I haven't shown anybody.
Right.
Travis?
Not
Oh.
even me.
Well, you know how to put it yourself on the big screen now. If you have any like samples or any sketches.
No, I don't. Not yet. Not until I reveal. Until we get a little bit farther along.
Oh, so you do have something you just don't want to show us.
Let me see him.
He's teasing all of us. The fans want to know. I mean,
No,
yeah,
because
like,
they're so good. They're so good. So I think Monday.
so they don't even know what they're buying. You're just saying buy it without us getting an idea. That's
Monday-
really confident. I love the
Actually,
balls on this.
On my birthday, we'll have 2 weeks left. So on
Yes.
Sunday, I think I should give them to her so she can reveal them to everybody.
But not we don't get a teaser on this
No.
wonderful, rare,
Well,
special,
here-
spooktacular Halloween show.
Here, I'll give you a
Peer pressure
small hint.
withstanding.
Small hint. 2 of the 3 stickers feature my favorite character from the book.
Okay.
Which one's his favorite?
Rocky.
Oh, okay, that's good. So they're Rocky spoofs or Rocky fun little one-offs.
I was gonna say it's Rocky or Spider Cat, but he's a big fan of Rocky.
Yeah, I like Rocky.
Well, see, Spider Cat's already been revealed as being one of the prizes earlier. So whatever
That's true.
we've got coming up next is probably going to be something awesome.
Yep.
I hope it's like Rocky in like Philadelphia, you know.
At the top of the
Yeah.
stairs.
maybe it'll be a statue of Rocky the Cat.
Yeah, next but like the real Rocky the Cat, like for perspective, next to the statue, you know.
Yeah, and be
and,
like this
and he's
big,
just really
and
he's the size of like a curb, right?
that would be
And
like a
he's-
print though. That would
That would have
be
to
a
be
Yeah.
the
sticker.
print, yeah.
He'd be wearing the red and white and blue boxer stuff. That'd be cool. I don't know.
Yep,
I'd
and
buy
then
that.
there's
I'd buy
your
that.
And then there's the team. Obviously, I'm the writer and editor. This is Max. She is my interior artist. She's just 20 years old, out of Florida. We started working together when she was 19.
That's good.
Yeah, and she is so excited. She loves it.
And
And
then
then
there's this ugly guy.
this guy.
Wow, you look like such a badass in that photo. Go back to that. Who's that guy? Oh my God, man! You look like I don't want to see you across the yard. You're
Yeah,
gonna, like,
yeah.
be,
Yeah,
be dangerous at recess.
a friend of ours refers to that picture as his angry pirate picture.
I like it. It's good. Black sails, James.
I
Yeah.
think if I had a beret on there, I'd look like an angry Frenchman.
Angry Frenchman could be.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like,
Right. I can see that.
Just think of all the characters you could cosplay by just changing your hat.
Or adding a monocle.
yeah, I have an
Just
eye patch.
just add a monocle, and you could instantly be like
Frenchie,
high society.
No, if I wore the beret and the eye, I could be that manager from the '80s, that Frenchie, whatever. He was from the WWE. He was.
Specs.
Well, you could be the Dugan guy from Captain America, I think.
Well, I did do Dugan the one year, Dum Dum Dugan.
Yeah, I don't like saying his first name. That's too demeaning. Like, how shitty. The guy's got to be that. That's his name. You know, it's almost like being, having to be Black Adam everywhere you go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm tired of seeing my face.
It's not right.
Screen,
All right,
so
scroll up.
We're gonna scroll all the way back up. But
I don't like it.
Yeah, and this is my first video I ever
Wait.
did.
Can you play the video on the show?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
can play the
Specs.
video.
Specs. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, we lost you for a while.
Oh, my internet just sucks. Like, I don't know. It's like,
It's a short video. It's like 56 seconds.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear it?
Hi,
Okay.
this is Katrina Roets, author of Tales from the Toy Store, Return to the Toy Store, Abel's Army, and COBALT'S Castaways. COBALT'S Castaways are a brand new book, and I cannot wait for you guys to check it out. It is 20 plus short stories all about cats living their best lives. It is perfect for bedtime reading, for those upper elementary readers, and heck, I know a bunch of adults who happen to love it just as much as the kids. Now, if you're into coloring sheets and cool art, you need to check out this book because Max did an amazing job on all the interior art, and all of our interior art is available as coloring sheets that you can download. And hey, did you see the cover? That cover done by James Sims is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so in love with it, and I cannot wait for all of you guys to check out this book, read the sample stories, and if you're in love with it as much as I am, please feel free to back this project.
Yay!
Yay! It took me
So there you got
six
to
takes.
see the actual real cover.
Yeah, the actual real cover's in the video.
How did you feel working on it, James?
It was different because I'm not used to doing non-comic book stuff. So
Cats aren't part of your.
well,
That's part of your normal repertoire.
it wasn't catastic.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't drawing them as like Thundercats. So
Right, I see. They didn't have human bodies.
yeah, and I've never had to draw a cover for a novel before, so I wasn't sure how to do it. Like my first couple were insanely overfilled with stuff. Like, yeah. it
Oh,
was
I
just-
got you. You put like
Super
every
busy.
cat in the cat universe.
Well, one of the first ideas I had because of the Castaway idea was to have an island, and I was going to just have like little things from each of the stories like on the island, but it was just like, yeah, kind of, So I did some other stuff, and then I decided because the first book had the cats on it,
Right.
and so I decided just to do cats. And my original plan, because someone I talked to is like, well, usually when they do covers for novels, they'll take something from the first two chapters to make the cover, because people want the cover to kind of go.
It's the setup for their whole book.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I was going to do Spider Cat on the cover, and then I decided just to have that, because originally the cat that's like climbing, I was actually going to put like a spider coming down from the corner and have
Oh,
him
that's
like reaching
cool.
up to get it, but it just didn't work quite right. So I just like him reaching up there trying to get the title. He's like,
I love
Yeah.
it.
and then all the other cats are
Oh,
looking at him like, what's going on? Except
Is
for the
that kind
one
of like the
kitten.
book?
The one kitten's looking the other way.
Kind of like the cover for Save the Cat.
Mm.
Oh, that would be great. Where he's like walking on the laptop. I think.
You read that book, right? Save the Cat.
Yeah, of course I read the
I
book.
haven't read it yet.
Oh my god, it's the best book for screenwriting.
For what?
Screenwriting.
Oh,
Screenwriting.
that's not what it sounded
Oh.
like in my ears. It thought you said screw driving. I was like,
Screw driving,
What?
yeah.
Screw driving is not yet. Wow. Yeah,
That's kind of like, have you seen it? You know?
yeah.
No.
Let me-
Save the Cat is like the best screenwriting book because it shows every formula for the films.
When you said about a cat walking on the
Of
laptop,
the
I just
laptop
thought
screen.
I had just thought about Katrina's cat that always likes to show its butt on the camera.
Or
Like, usually
unplug
have
my
cats, like,
camera,
wandering about.
or- Yeah, there's a herd of cats in this house, so
Yeah, Spider Cat got his name because Bongo used to climb the door frame behind her during our shows.
yeah, not the actual like door or anything. He would like a mountain climber.
Yeah, he'd climb the door frame and then sit
Yeah.
on the top of the door frame.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that cat is definitely one for the books.
yeah, and he's in there. He definitely
But
We
he has
lost
a story in
Specs.
there.
we lost Spexy. He'll be back. He always comes back.
We're over Showtime normally, right?
Yeah, we're like, and we haven't even touched comics this week yet.
Oh yeah, we haven't even followed up with comics. I got all these people. All right. Well, I did want to say that like that thing that I read before, by the way, was from one of the comics that we read this week. Was that whole thing where it was like this comic contains language of a offensive nature. and all
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I was like blown away that they put this in the book, but then I also thought this is normal now. This probably is like everything that like people are thinking about, trying to find ways of getting away with things that are just simply from the era that they're, this is a period piece where these words were what they said
Would-
every
would've been
day.
normal. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like DC did like a film noir kind of thing with the book that we read this week, Gotham.
Gotham City
Year
Year
One.
One.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like really a Batman story. It was more like a detective noir kind of story. You know, it had a real
it's about Batman's grandfather.
right. You know, and alluding to like they say the Batman, but it's like a joke. You know, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, because someone had kidnapped. I guess it was his great grandfather, because the daughter they kidnapped was Helen.
Yeah, but she was pregnant with, I guess, Bruce or something.
No.
But the
No.
father, no, right. Well, what I realized was like after reading the book, this thing that they wrote in the beginning, the disclaimer, wasn't really necessary. Like they didn't really do that many.
Unless later on we're gonna like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I guess, but this initial set, I was like, well, they told you it's going to be there, and then it wasn't like that. I mean, I don't know.
And it's written by Tim King. And who's the artist on that? I know it's right there, and I can't. Phil Hester.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was the only thing I took away from that book. It was cool because I was a big fan of what was it back in the day, like The Big Sleep, and who's like the Long Goodbye. So there was an old film noir writer that I used to like. And I used to do this in all the audiobooks of this guy, where it was Raymond Chandler. Yeah. And so that's how this book felt. I'm trying to get to the comic book since we are overtime, but we still can't.
We're getting there.
Right,
Since you already mentioned it.
I'm actually gonna duck out, guys. I have
Go right ahead.
I have to take, and I have a kid that's got to get up in the morning, and we have to take him. I have to take him to my ex-husband's house so he can do his speech.
Nice.
Well, I look forward to all the cat stories in the future.
We finally found a fifth person. It's the dumbest assignment I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
He's got to do a 3 to 4 minute speech, but it's an online course.
Uh-huh.
He has to do the speech in front of 5 people. And you have
Oh,
to
I see.
you have to videotape the speech, and you have to
Okay.
pan the audience so the instructor can see that there are 5 people there. At least
Oh,
5
so
people
Oh,
you have to
5 in
actually
the
do it
same room?
in the same room. Have to
Oh, that's lame.
we couldn't do it via Zoom call or anything where I could like
Right.
screenshot and show 5 people.
Right.
No, it had to
Yeah.
be 5 in
because
person.
then you could have got like
I could have
That
gotten
would've
a
been
dozen
easy.
people, and it would have been easy.
Yeah.
And if he
That-
doesn't have at least 5, he gets a 0 on the assignment, which is like his
what if
midterm
you don't
grade.
even know 5 people?
Wait, and how
Like,
many students is in this class?
I don't know. It's like I
If
said,
I
it's
had
an
to
online
do
course.
that,
They're making little 25 maybe people in the class, got 25 super spreaders going on because they need to get
Yeah.
5 people in the room at the
Right.
same time.
Right. Well,
School's
that's
like,
what I've had
"Ma-
people say. Like, are they unaware that this could be a problem? Like he asked me, and I don't know 5 people around here.
yeah, that's what I mean. How would I even get 5 people? I
And
could
but the
probably get
instructor has
2.
said, I don't want to. Don't email me about the number of people. It is 5. If you don't have 5, it's a 0.
That's so messed up.
Yeah.
It sounds like
I
they're
actually had somebody
they're
that I know who
enforcing you
works in a
guys.
bar.
See, it makes you have to run a Craigslist ad.
Yeah. Well, I know
Yeah.
somebody. I actually know somebody about 2 hours away from here who works in a sports bar, and he's like, "Come in on any Sunday, and we can do this. There's always at least 5 people here."
Not to be weird,
And I'm
or
like, but
make a
that's 2
pun.
hours away. I don't want to drive
Yeah.
2
Well,
hours.
couldn't you
for a
just pay
4-minute
somebody on
speech.
Fiverr
Yeah, maybe.
to
up
do like a deep
something,
fake? Like you send like the photo of your kid's face.
I'll do it on put a thing on Craigslist or something. We'll just all meet in like the gas station parking lot so it's safe.
Yeah, that's so fun. Meet
And
behind Taco
when
Bell.
when he's asking why there's like big trash dumpsters and stuff in the background, I'll be like, dude, I had to pay people like $10 a person to come stand here for this stupid thing.
And we wanted to do it outside so we weren't spreading COVID.
Yeah, so
Right.
we're COVID friendly.
Right. It's the dumbest thing, but I've got to get up with him in the morning. He has cerebral
there's
palsy, so
football
he
in the
can't
morning.
drive. Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to the MSU game tomorrow with his dad. So
Well, there
I'm
you go.
Yeah.
I'm literally
I
taking
have-
him over there, doing the
With
speech.
with 3 other
home.
people.
Yeah,
go-
it's his dad, his stepmom, one of his brothers is going to be there. Myself, so that's 4. A friend that he used to work with is coming over, and then the
That's
neighbor
5.
and one of his friends. So we actually have
Oh, okay,
7
guys,
right
7.
now.
Yeah.
'Cause,
So
I mean, you could do cardboard cutouts.
well,
They don't need to know that Michael Jordan isn't there. They could just see
right.
the cutout.
Well,
and be like,
unfortunately, the speech is on Michael Jordan, so
That would make it even better.
that would be great. Like, look, he's just right there listening. He came in special.
We
just for
invited
the
Michael
speech.
Seriously, the speech is on Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my god! I just pulled that out of my ass. That's amazing. I could have named anybody, and that's what the speech is about. Cardboard cutout. Michael Jordan would be the most phenomenal guest. You
Right.
want 5 people? I'll show you 5 people.
I've
One
got
of
you
them.
5 people. You just have to
Either
be
that or
seated
you
behind
have,
the
like,
couch.
You have like the starting line for the dream team. Oh,
Right,
Yeah, right. You got
exactly.
Magic Johnson and Larry Bird,
Standing there.
and like, let's talk about Michael Jordan. You know,
We're just talking about. We're gonna have a brief mention of the dream team, but you
Yeah.
just sit there and listen, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but if anybody's interested in going to the Kickstarter, I've made it really easy for you. Is catscratchpress.com, and that will take you directly to the Kickstarter. That way, you don't have to like find the long ass
Cat
link
with
that
a
they
K.
provide. Cat with
yeah,
a K.
because Cat with a C takes you to Ted Nugent's website.
Right, you
and-
don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want that, guys. But yeah, Cat with a K. Just head there, pledge. We've got 16 days left, and the more money we make, the more goodies for you.
Exactly.
So, all right, guys. Thank you for having me on my
Thanks
own
for-
show.
Thanks
think.
for
Thanks for letting me be a guest on your show. I'm sorry my
Thanks for-
Kickstarter isn't as cool as yours. I feel like
That's all right. Keep
if I was
trying.
if I was the guest, I didn't have a Kickstarter, and like we have this moment where like the host is like, "Dude, seriously, I booked you. You don't have anything. I'm just gonna talk about me." That's a really confident
Dude,
host. Like I gotta
I'm
say,
just glad that we actually got this show made. I've had 3 podcasts ghost me.
oh, well, I wasn't gonna ghost you unless that was the theme of the movies we're talking about.
Unless that's what it was. No, I had one that was supposed to be Wednesday night. Half an hour before the show, I messaged the guy because I hadn't heard from him since we booked it in August. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, the show is on off season
Hiatus.
right now."
Oh.
And I was like, he's like, "I posted about it on Twitter."
Can we?
I'm
Why
sorry,
would
I
you
don't
do it?
follow
Can-
everybody's Twitter feeds. Like,
Can we
dude,
all meet up
really?
again and do a follow-up show on Wednesday, but only talk about the Addams Family?
Sure.
I mean,
Adam's Family is let's see.
Mhm.
This actually Adam's Family is my movie for tomorrow night.
Well,
Oh, well, there you go.
There I
you,
go.
you know, on Netflix, the Wednesday show is coming.
I didn't know that.
Really, what is that?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wednesday.
I think it's Wednesday.
I didn't know that.
Addams. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Now that you mention it, it is familiar to me. But yeah,
And
but you guys.
and Christina Ricci is in it, but not as Wednesday Addams. So,
Right.
Well, it was really
Right.
nice to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, you too. You guys have
Of
a great
sorts.
night. Enjoy
Well,
your
kind of
comics chat.
person.
You're
yeah.
I'm reaching out.
Thanks for
Reaching
kickstarting
out,
stuff.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Touching me.
All right, cut the feed.
All right.
Cut the feed.
Whoa.
All right, Kat.
Bye, guys.
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sweet.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right.
All right.
So-
So we
so-
are way over time here, but you want to ramble through the rest of the books?
Yeah, we're gonna run through these books really quick because that is what our show is supposed to be about.
Yeah, this shouldn't be the bonus content, but here we are.
And Specs ran away. So
Yeah.
So
The one that read all the books.
So we did talk about Gotham City Year One. It's like a crime noir thing. You know, it's I think so far the main character is actually this private investigator, Slam Bradley.
Yeah, I enjoyed the dialogue. I did think that was well written. For that era, you know.
Yeah, Tim King does pretty good. There ain't many of his stuff that I don't enjoy reading. And I do like that they did give us Batman at the end.
Right. With that respect, it kind of reminded me of like the Daredevil TV show, where you finally see the costume at the end. You know, at the end of this first season.
So they're like this Slam Bradley is actually telling the story to Batman.
Right.
About his grandfather. I guess that's who it is. His grandparents. Then another book we read was Junkyard Joe.
I'm sorry. Amazing. I got choked up. I love this book. Go ahead.
It was Jeff Johns is the writer. I don't remember who does the art. I didn't get to finish this book because I've been.
It's a whole story. Like they did a good job keeping it like exclusive. Like this, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to.
It's a World War II.
Vietnam.
World War II.
It's Vietnam.
I thought it was in 42. Anyway, maybe it was 60 something. 72 is probably when it was.
Just not to ruin it for you, but the guy that survives keeps talking about a robot, and like the doctor's like, "You keep talking like that, I'll have to admit you to the psych ward, basically, and give you like a blue wristband." You know, and like you got to the point at least where you know that it was a robot, right?
Yeah.
Junkyard Joe. The artwork was beautiful, like these full page color panels of him like shooting it up. I mean, there's racist elements, you know, and at the very end, like the robot shuts down, and Nixon is like in the war room going, "Why do you shut down? Why do you fight the bad guys?" And it's the robot sees like a wife and a kid on the other side running out of the village hut after killing like the husband, it looks like, of the Vietnamese, and the robot claims that like by shutting itself down that the war must be unwinnable, because he doesn't want to do that either. He doesn't want to kill the wife and kid. He doesn't want to, you know, have our guys die either, you know. So it's like it's a real like sort of social justice, but well done, just beautiful book.
Yeah, it's
I'm
I do
curious
believe it's
about
more
the
than one
sequel.
issue, but it's gonna.
Yeah,
how many issues? I thought I might have written it down, but I didn't.
well, because the next book's called "What Happened to Junkyard Joe," and it's like if they've done it in a way where it's like he gets buried somewhere on the island, you know.
Yeah. But then, the book that seems like I'm the only person who likes on the show, That Texas Blood number 18.
Good point. I was going to transition. We skipped it a little bit, but Junkyard Joe at the very end has like real vet stories, right? That are like related to like real people. In this book, Texas Blood, this story is based from it seems like a real newspaper clipping. At the end of the book, it shows like this backstory of something that seems very real. Tell me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
I almost wonder.
because it says I survived RQK.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Royal Queen Killer.
Yeah, the Red Queen Killer. Yeah.
Red Queen Killer, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, I thought for a minute it might be like a really, like, sort of reality-based sort of Alice in Wonderland story or something like that. Turns out it's just like that's the name of the serial killer.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
Because he leaves the queen chess piece
Yeah.
with blood on it. That's like his calling card.
It was very sad. Like, I mean, sometimes when they do these comics right, you get feelings besides like action packed and like, you know, adrenaline. You know, I was like really, I wasn't like in tears or whatever, but like the build up and like the connection you made with the dad and the daughter and seeing them both die, you know, it was just, it was hard to watch, hard to read.
Yeah. But this issue confirmed my theory about the truck.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who it is. So the next issue is the final issue in this story arc.
Okay.
So,
well, I hope they finally get them.
Yeah. So we'll see how that turns out.
I have to ask you, what do you prefer? The reality-based stories or the ones that are more supernatural or superhero? You know, like these books like that we just read, even though like there was the robot element to it, there were still some sincere human elements. The one that we just talked about was definitely like potentially real, you know.
Yeah. I guess it all depends. Like, because I grew up, obviously, mostly did on superhero, so I always look for those to see. But at the same time, a lot of them are just carbon copies of each other, and they just Whereas those books, like we just talked about, they're usually better written, like they're better stories. But then that's why I always say it feels like it was written for TV or for a movie because it's kind of how they're written. You know, it's kind of.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the mind of the writer, you know, and what they're going for. And you can tell the difference, I feel like, that someone who's writing for the medium of the comic book versus someone who's writing to maybe see this turned into a TV show or a movie.
Yeah.
You know, like the panels are different when they're like cinematic versus when they're meant just to tell a story in a comic book. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a chance to read Spider-Man #1?
I know I got upset that I didn't, you know, with all my running around back from New York and the craziness of.
Because I know you've been looking forward to the Spider-Verse.
Oh well, I mean, let me come back next week. Don't take it off because I read through the 4 of the 5 Spider 2099, and then I didn't catch like the 5th one, so I was bummed because I don't think they're there anymore.
No, they're not.
Yeah. And I was like, I feel what that's like, just being at the edge of knowing how the story ends, you know. But we've been, because like Specs isn't here, and I was really excited to talk about Axe, because he read all of those, and so like this time
I've read them all. I know
is,
he wanted to get back. He wanted to start reading them. I've been reading them all. And
I've read about half of them, so this is really going to give me a chance to catch up.
Eventually we're going to have to do a show just to like cover that in Dark Crisis because they're such big overarching things.
Maybe Phil will let us pencil him in as a guest on our show, and he can talk about all of his other shows, you know.
But the books I read, I mean, I've read Sword of Azrael #3, which really isn't going anywhere, and then Captain America #5. Again, it was just kind of setting up, you know, the end. It was like the penultimate issue of that storyline. But then I read Earth Divers #1 from IDW. IDW, since they've lost a lot of their properties, have decided to go more creator-owned stuff.
Okay.
And Earth Divers is this story. It takes place in 2 different time periods, but it starts out in the year 2112. So they say like the Mayans were right; they just got it wrong by 100 years. So the the world is covered with water and so, like all this stuff, and the only people left are like these Native Americans. It says like the only people that were left in America were the ones who were originally here.
Gotcha.
But they find a cave that has a way that you can travel through time. And so they decide that if they stop America from being discovered, then none of this stuff will happen.
Okay, that's a little far back, but okay.
So they send this one Indian guy who's like a really smart guy, like he knows like 6 different languages and all this stuff. So they send him back
with Echo the Dolphin
to get aboard Columbus's crew.
Yeah,
and his mission is to kill Christopher Columbus.
Oh,
before he can discover America.
I love that.
So it keeps going back and forth. It shows him like, in 1482 or whatever year that is. And then it shows the 3 other Native Americans are his friends. One's his wife, 2 other are his friends, like in the future. And they're trying to figure out if he changed the future. But they're like, well, we're still in this cave where the time thing is. So we're probably in this time bubble. So obviously,
right. So I guess not.
We need to go someplace else and check the history books and see if it changed. So it's an interesting book. Yeah. Because I like history. I like alternate history stuff. I like time travel.
If you like that, can I tell you about a book that I listened to that I recommend to you? It's called The Adventures of Joe and Barry. And it's it's essentially supposed to be like it's a bunch of ideas, kind of like Quantum Leap meets Terminator, and it's like right after Trump gets elected, this guy wrote this book where Joe Biden and Barack Obama hold hands and try to go back in time and change the past so that Trump never gets elected. And like they go back, they save like John Lennon, and they try to save everything, and they can't quite find their way back to their own home timeline. So it's kind of like Quantum Leap in that respect. And so then like the rest of the book is them keep going to like different places and their different adventures, and it's Joe Biden and Barack Obama, the adventures of Joe and Barry, the time travel adventures of Joe and Barry. It's really, really funny. It's so good. And like Sam Jackson is their narrator, and he goes, I don't know why I'm on this motherfucking book with you. But like he's, it's the way they do it is just so like genius, and it's not like sure it's kind of political. Like they finally get back to their own time, and like Barack gets separated from Joe Biden, and like so Barack has to like walk the earth like a nomad, and then eventually he comes across like Biden in like robot dog form, and they fight like a giant like 200-foot tall Trump that turns out to be like Eric Trump. Who had taken control of like a robot version of his dad, and it's such a great time travel alternate universe kind of book. So I thought if you like that stuff, I'm telling you, it's I play it every now. I used to play it all the time. Whenever I got really depressed with Trump, I would put this book back on. It's a good like 4 hours, just to listen to it, and then you're like, all right, I don't feel so bad anymore, Nice. And it's great. And it's weird because in the beginning, it's like the Terminator where like Sam Jackson eventually teaches them that they don't have to get naked to time travel. But the very first time, like Biden and Barack time travel, they have to get naked and hold hands. And it's just like the Terminator. And like they realize this is like the worst way of doing this. Sorry. Go on.
That's all right. That's good.
Earth Divers?
Yes, and that's Earth Divers #1. So I might make that an issue 2 for one of our group books because I think because we need some things to replace some other things that have ended. So,
well, I like to find the #1s when you send us the list of books or like stuff that I don't know. And like if it was like a one-off within like the whole series, like sometimes X-Men will do like a book that it'll be labeled like X-Men number 457 or something. I'm just throwing a random number. But like the one book itself will be a full contained story. Yeah. So you don't kind of need to read the one before or after. You just you're fine with that one.
Yeah, like I know for this coming week you had picked the Punisher War Journal book.
Right.
Those are like that. They're like the Punisher War Journals are like one story.
Exactly. From my experience, my parents never really wanted me to read the Punisher books. It's really funny. They were cool with Wolverine, but they weren't cool with Punisher.
Because he used guns?
Yeah, because he used guns.
But anyways, next week we shouldn't be 3 hours long because we only have 5 movies to cover instead.
Wait. How is it 3 hours? Almost 3 hours.
Yeah. Just going on 3 hours. So,
Was there any other recent horror films that you saw that you're thinking about seeing? Because I haven't. I was trying to find like a movie to watch tonight that's interesting that I haven't seen.
well, I mean, the most recent one, you have Halloween Ends that just came out today. And like I said, on Hulu, you have that Hellraiser movie, but it's kind of, I like Hellraiser, so like I said, there's parts of it that I enjoyed.
Well,
But
is the
it's-
Predator movie good?
Yeah, Prey. Yes, that's a good
Yeah, Prey. I don't really think of those as horror films.
No, I don't even think like really the first one could even slightly be considered being like a sci-fi.
But do you
horror.
like zombie movies?
Yes.
What did you think of the new the Zack Snyder zombie movie where he's in Vegas? With
Oh, like
Batista?
the Batista one, that
Yeah,
Army of the Dead,
I forget. Maybe that's what it was.
and then they made that like prequel one about the guy who's the
Was there a more recent one?
Yeah, well, it's a prequel. It's about the safecracker guy, and it's not about zombies.
Oh, lamb.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I like a good zombie movie.
yeah.
And I'm debating whether or not I should like really force myself to binge the last couple seasons of The Walking Dead and like the Fear. I love Fear of the Walking Dead, but I fell off. You know, and so I'm like, I either catch up or I watch Better Call Saul finally.
The Walking Dead, I'm on like for a long time it was like religion that I'd watch it.
Yeah, me too.
But after Courtney had passed away, like I fell off on a lot of shows. But so I watched it later on. So I'm like partway through this last season.
Well, okay.
This final season has gotten
So you're
a
past
lot
when Rick
better.
leaves.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
way
past
past
that.
when Rick leaves. Okay, so you're with the
Yeah.
Whisperers.
Yeah, I'm past that too. I'm on this
Okay,
season.
cool.
I'm
Gotcha.
to where they're in the Commonwealth, and it's all into that last story arc and stuff. So I think I'm into the second half or second part of this last season.
I'm still hoping they do the movie. Like they end up doing the Rick.
They're not.
Like they put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, they're not doing the movie.
So he's done. He's gone. The character's forever.
Well, there's supposedly he's coming back in
To the
this
show.
this last part of the season.
Oh, lame! My God, dude! Everybody wanted the Rick Grimes movie.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
You know what would be good then is if it's just him, Daryl, and what's her face, Carol. If it's just
Carol, I don't know what's that. Like, she was supposed to do the new Daryl show, the Daryl
Yeah.
and Carol show.
yeah,
But then she backed out of it, so it's just going to be the Daryl show in Europe.
no.
Yeah,
See, they're the only ones left alive, right, from the original show. Is Daryl, Carol,
and
and
Maggie.
Rick.
Maggie.
Well, Maggie came in season 2, I guess. Yeah.
No, it was the first season. Or the end, I guess it was the very beginning, because the end of the first season is when you see the farm. in the back.
Oh yeah, and you still have
Yeah.
what's his face, Morgan.
Well, yeah, but he's on Fear.
But that's what I mean. Like we're at a point with the Walking Dead series that they should just take the original people that are still left and have them find the cure and call it a day. You know?
Well, they have 2 spin-offs starting next.
I haven't even seen the new Walking Dead. What is it? Strange New World.
Yeah, but that one's ending.
Okay.
And so we have the Daryl show, which I can't remember what it's called. And then we have City of the Walking Dead, which is going to be Negan and Maggie in New York City.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That actually sounds kind of fun. But
Because
I feel
I
like
like
the Daryl show
should.
I feel like the Daryl show could be shot like one of those reality shows, where they're like doing ghost hunter shows.
Yeah, someone said that it's him looking for Rick, and they're in Europe. So I don't know what's.
Yeah.
What
All
the-
right. I want to stay. I used to watch it religiously too, and I'm trying to like will myself to get back into it. So we've gone on for quite a long time. I gave you all of this. My phone just told me I've got 10% battery left.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, the last probably little bit, I've been switching my earbuds back and forth.
Right. Yeah.
I keep hearing low battery.
Before we run out of like oxygen for the devices we're using, I just want to say if anybody does watch the show, that I really enjoy doing it, and I look forward to it, and it keeps me kind of like in a different headspace when I go to these conventions, because I also think on some level we might talk to one of these people, like Peach Kimono. What's her name?
I love her.
Yeah, her line was out the door, and I feel like she would have maybe done it if I asked, But so if you have any suggestions or want to coordinate, I'm happy to like try to get on the ball to having some. Like
whoever.
Chris Claremont,
I'm open for anybody to come on and just talk for a little bit about comics. And
one guy asked for money, and I was like, only if you want to pay me. I'm happy to consider that. Like, you pay me to pay you, and I'll keep a little bit of a percentage, but you got to pay enough for the 4 guys. So, like, I can't believe like the guests wanted us to pay them. What a horrible idea.
Yeah. It'd be different if we had like sponsorships and we were making
AMC.
Money. Yeah, I come on, AMC. I promote your stuff all like this whole month. You gotta like get on
this whole show.
AMC Fear Fest. Come on.
Well, we're happy to like help you if you want to help us. We're cool with it too. And check out Kat's what was it?
Her Kickstarter at COBALT'S CASTAWAYS on
Catch a Rising Star.
Kickstarter for 16 more days. It's probably 15 now because
Cat Scratch Press.
Yes, you can find it at www.catscratchpress.com. Cat with a K, just like her name. And
thanks, bro.
The cover artist will greatly appreciate all the fundage.
There are 9 slots left, so 9 lives left, and this gentleman over here will add whatever cat like you want drawn with the backstory, and make these into real beings of like illustrated form.
Yeah, there you go. I'll do that. I can make you chibi cats. How about that?
Oh yeah, chibi cats. Yeah. You should do chibi cats for every guest.
No.
no.
I always do. If you remember at the beginning of the shows when we had guests, I would do chibis for them.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Well, the first guy was for sure.
He still uses his, but yeah, the first couple I did them in it because I did one for Caden too.
That's right. She was laughing because she goes, "Why is there a dick coming off your face?" It's like it's an anime thing. She goes, "No, it looks like he just started putting dicks on face." I'm like, "He's got one too," and she's like, "He's got a dick on his face also." Why does he do that? I'm like, it's a very common animation, and we had this weird, funny, awkward conversation. She goes, "You're telling me there's a whole style of animation with dicks on faces? Like they just universally just agreed it's cool. These are children here, but they also have dicks on their face. Like it's not appropriate." But that was, and so that's what my character was, the spider dick face to her.
Spider dick face.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was thinking for November we can do turkeys. And we could all be turkey versions of ourselves.
Yeah, because I was thinking, we could do like Indians and pilgrims. Like, no, that wouldn't.
But it's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate anymore.
like anybody that any of us pick would be all wrong. But turkeys are safe. I feel like people are cool with that.
I'll have to figure it out. Turkeys.
As long as.
I forgot to talk about. Did you see? What's his name? You're a wizard, Harry.
Dumbledore?
No, the big giant
Hagrid?
guy. He died today.
No. Yeah. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, it was like
I'd rather it be. Oh man, I'd rather be Hodor than Hagrid.
Hodor.
Oh, yeah, he's a DJ.
When you find out what his name meant, it was
Hold the door.
Hold the door. Hold the door. Hold the door.
Well, you're a wizard, Harry. We'll give it up for Hagrid. That actor, he definitely changed the game for giant people again, just like Andre. He really did something there. He was
He
able
was
to
the-
introduce us.
And he was one of the few actors that were in all the movies. So
All the movies.
Yeah.
He was literally the introduction to the wizarding world, if you think about it. Like he
Yes,
was the
yes.
one that snuck into Harry's place and made it awkward for the Muggles in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And we would never have Harry without Hagrid.
That's right. Or a little dragon, or whatever else.
Or
he
like
had.
the little thing. What was the creature that he had to bow to or give a respect?
the Phoenix thing.
Yeah, yeah. But regardless,
I don't
rest in peace, big guy.
That's right. Well, been 3 hours. We're gonna go.
Yeah, we're like Joe Rogan status now.
It's midnight here. It's dark out where if they're in California. So
Yeah,
how we know
it's
we've
9
been on for a
o'clock.
long
So
time. Oh, so the show's just starting. All right, here we go.
yeah, I'll see you later. I'm just
See
gonna
you
lie
later,
down.
John. All right, you have a good night. I'll talk
You
to
too,
you
buddy.
just in a few days. We'll be back with another show. So,
I get better, get reading.
all right, have fun, everybody. Good night. And John just turned sideways on us.